sharing, I needed caring, alone in a foreign land. She said she works where the sun didn't shine, and she...
Hello, Sned family. How you doing? Good to see you here on this fine Monday evening, and I'm glad that you have joined us. I am absolutely excited for this day and for this broadcast. And this day is unlike any in human history. The December 21st, 2021, the fifth age as on the Mayan calendar, a day of ascension, a day of connection, a day of alignment of planets, a transformation from Pisces to Aquarius, a transformation from Saturn to Jupiter, and how they connect and cross over. I was just looking at it in the night sky tonight. Quite beautiful and quite amazing to think what's happening in the firmament right now. As we look out into the deep dark space and find that these planets are aligning. So I am, I don't know about you, but I've felt sick for 2 days, especially today, just very drained and very out of it, been in bed much of the day. So I hope it's, I think it has to do with this. I think it has to do, we've heard about alignment from carbon to crystalline in our beings, and I'm going to get into more on that in a second. But before I do, let's check our coats. If you're new here, welcome. You are most welcome here, and you are safe here. So what we like to do is a process called checking our coats, where we imagine our preconceived notions, our unconscious bias in this big bulky coat with a hood. And we come in out of the cold with all these preconceived notions, unconscious bias, indoctrination, ego, and we take our coat off and we check it at the coat check, get a ticket, come on in. You're in a safe space here in Snedeker Theater, home of the Snedheads. I am the head Sned, and I am happy to be with you this evening on this December 21st, 2021. So as we unpack a little bit from what happened this weekend and what happened today in the world, and we're trying to figure out exactly what's happening, I'd like you to just keep one thing in mind, and that is this. If we can, let's slow the chat here a little bit if we can, folks, and I'll come back to you. I actually want to check in with you and connect after this, but let's if we can, slow the chat just for a minute, because I think this is very important. For those of you, and cheers everybody, happy day, happy ascension. A little tea, to warm the cockles. All right. So as we are, by the way, we are. I like to give you just an idea of what's going on, just so you know how big this theater is. We are on 7 platforms. We have what looks to be about 1,300 beautiful human beings in the theater this evening, and which I think is great, especially considering how many people are probably out looking at the sky tonight. So I want to just say that for those of you who have children, let me ask you a question. And even if you don't have children, those of you who have pets, or those of you who have nieces, nephews, well, if you had children, you have grandchildren. But would you ever want your beautiful being to be in fear? So you brought them into this world, whether you birthed them or saved them or found them and nurtured them and brought them into your home and they became a part of your family. Would you ever want them to be in fear or live in fear? And I think resoundingly, I think we would all agree that we don't want our children, our pets, our loved ones to live in fear, to be in fear. And I'm going to ask you, do you think that your Creator wants you to live in fear? Because I don't think so. I think your Creator wants you to do the right thing. I don't think that we should want to do the right thing for fear of going to hell, because that is a puritanical risk-reward, scenario. I think we should want to do the right thing out of love for our fellow human beings, and out of love for ourselves, and out of respect for our Creator. And so I don't believe that our Creator wants us to live in fear. And so what I want to ask you is, if you are living in fear, if you are fearful about the outcome of what's to happen, please don't be afraid, because we have shown you here on this broadcast that the patriots are now in control. And if the patriots are now in control, that doesn't mean they're going to give up control. That means they're just going to connect things, the dots, differently together than maybe what you had thought was going to happen. So I don't profess to know exactly what's going to happen on this broadcast. We make our best guess scenario. Just like this ascension. Everyone can say we're going carbon to crystalline, we're doing this, we're doing that, and we're getting messages from prayer, from meditation. But we really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. So I think the best thing to do is to just be in love and be in joy and connect with each other and connect with ourselves, so that whatever happens, we're ready for it. But if we're in fear, we're weakening ourselves. So how can we manage that and understand that thy will be done, no matter what happens, and that we only have control over so much? And we do our best, we spread the message, we wake people up, we wake ourselves up, we learn more about the world around us so that we can manage it and navigate the world around us. And we do our best we can. And we step into the future, uncertain, but with more strength than we had the day before. And that's all I hope for us. And that's all I wish for you, is that you set the fear aside. And by the way, courage, as you know, this is well known, but courage isn't the lack of fear. Courage is simply what we do in the face of fear. Okay? And there are a lot of attacks going on, spiritual attacks on this broadcast, on me, on Todd, on Cindy, on you, that are praying, that believe in our Creator, believe in our president, believe in Q-Team, that everything that we're learning is a part of what we are being told, so that we will be able to engage our fellow man a little bit better, and also connect with our fellow man a little bit better, even though it separates many of us. So as long as we practice compassion and stay in the light, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And so, just understand that there are a lot of spiritual attacks happening. We've experienced that, and we're going to be fine. We're going to be better than fine. We're going to be stronger. Every day I grow stronger. So I'm glad that we are here together tonight, because this is a very exceptional night in our planet history. And just as I've mentioned to you many times, that this is a very important time in our human history. And so once we, realize that, then we have to understand our role in that. And I believe that this beautiful group of human beings that come together 4 nights a week and sometimes more, that we have stepped into what we believe we're supposed to be doing. And that is engaging in the information, in the communications that are being handed to us, that are being delivered to us, and trying to awaken as many people as we can, trying to prepare ourselves as best we can, and being ready for what's to come next. Okay? Welcome everybody. David Snedeker, the IndoctriNATION. I'm glad to be here with you. So we're now up probably another couple hundred beautiful humans, and across 7 platforms. And let me see how you guys are doing. Humanity is standing up. Yeah. Thank you, Mark. Well said, brother. Amen. Thank you, brother. Look at how many human beings are engaged now because of what's transpired. People are saying, are you kidding me? No, we're not doing that. We're not going to play along with that. That's just absolutely insane. Nothing makes sense of what's happening, and that's why we know it's a show. Okay? None of these vaccines are being given to these world leaders, folks. Please understand that. And they're showing us that that's not happening. Okay? They're showing us the cap is still on the syringe. They're not wearing gloves. The woman's sitting in a lazy boy, or a chair you'd find in a living room. The woman passing out. We want to find out about her. We've heard that she might be dead, but I've seen a death certificate, but I haven't seen a date on the death certificate, so I think it might be. But I also have heard that she's not posting on social media. So if anybody has anything kind of significant on that, please message me. But what's transpiring with that whole thing is, we'll get into it a little bit later, but I think this is the takedown of Big Pharma, because they know, President Trump knows that they're trying to tag us, if you will. Trying to tag us. Christian, thank you for that. What an intro. Belinda, hello from Melbourne. Good to see you. Karen, hey from Florida. Good to see you. Thank you, Solemn Journey. I appreciate that. Words of wisdom. Yes, Cynthia. Yes, Nave. Nothing stronger than proud patriot warriors together as one. Guys, absolutely, right? We are. I mean, when we pray together at the end of the show, that is 1,000 to anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500 people praying together. We'll get like up to 3,500 in the peak of the show. Sometimes, a couple times, and that's growing. But at the end of the show, when we pray together, that's how many people are praying. And hey, Michael, how you doing? That's really powerful. And us even just getting together and connecting together is very, very powerful. Where we are many, we are strong. Okay, so what's to come next, Julie? We're gonna get into that. Yeah, Jesse, it says Big Daddy. Thank you. My daughter manifested that. I told that story a while ago. That's on the YouTube page. Let's see. They are, Lisa, they are not giving to military. No, they're not giving the vaccine to military. That was the decode we did last Wednesday, by the way, where Todd and I did a 1-hour show actually 49 minutes last Wednesday, about the decode of that they're not giving the vaccine to military. And they told us that in the comms, folks. Okay, so yeah, Nadine, we'll talk about Barr. Biden got the shot today. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what shot he got. So we're going to talk about all that. Todd's been busy today, so we got a lot of things to talk about. Okay, Lori, thank you. She's not dead. Saw a picture of her at work today. Okay, good to know, because that would have I don't know quite what that would have meant, but I don't think that's I didn't think that was the case. But Michael English says she fainted 17 minutes after receiving. See, again, we think it's a show, and we think they're showing us something, but I don't think they're going to let people die from this. The only people that may have had some death or some problems with it are the ones that I think were involved in the trial, and those were people that I think were got paid to be a part of the trial. Hey Johnny, how are you? Good to see you. Iraq veteran 2004. I love being here. It just feels right. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for your service to our country. I love that you're here. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, truth. It's voluntary for military, according to Navy seamen. So I think the thing here, though, Truth Seeker, is that they're not giving them the vaccine. They're giving them something, and we think it's water. We saw saline water. We saw lemon water. So I don't think it's that. Yeah, a fake shot. They're doing a lot of fake shots, guys. That's the thing, because they see the people that are leading us, supposedly, they know what's in it. They know what's in it. Okay. And what they're really trying to do is sell this narrative that, oh, it's fine, it's easy, and I told you I broke down the whole the saline shot, Johnny. I broke down the whole thing on the old lady that they wheeled down the corridor, and everyone was standing and cheering for her, and she had on a Christmas sweater. She spent all this time alone. Now she can finally spend time with her family because she has the vaccine. This is the narrative of the corporations that control the media, and like the media that is controlled by the pharmaceutical companies that are going to make billions off this vaccine. Okay? And everyone's got to have one. So what's there, 7 billion people? And let's say, even if the vaccine, only costs $10, it's $70 billion. But we know it costs a lot more than that. It's $700 billion if everyone gets a vaccine. Think about that. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to go planetary. And so you're going to believe the media, who cuts away from that story of the old woman with the using a symbology of the Illuminati, having one eye showing on her Christmas sweater, being put in almost like a chair that you'd see in somebody's living room that is not sterile whatsoever, being administered a shot by a woman without any gloves and wearing sunglasses. Okay, when was the last time a nurse took care of you and did something with sunglasses on? Okay, and then she was taken outside of the hospital and reunited with her son and daughter, who are in their 20s. She's supposedly 92, something like that. Her son and daughter were in their 20s. People, if you're not seeing this, you're not paying attention. And our goal here on this Truthcast, okay, is to help you see what they are trying to tell you and how false it is. That's what we're trying to do here, okay? So if you're still looking at these things and getting all emotionally torn and fearful and all that, you're not picking up what we're putting down here, okay? And we want you to. We want you to. But please don't go away from this broadcast and watch mainstream media and then get all bent out of shape and need this broadcast to bring you back to where you were the day before, because you're taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. We got to step forward, folks. We've got to step forward, understanding that the mainstream media is a part of the entire system. They are the most important part because they are the ones that tell you what to and how to think, what to think about and how to think about it. That's what we need to understand. We are liberating ourselves. Do you see that? As humanity. Everyone is standing up. They're going to D.C. They're going to Trafalgar Square. They're going to Berlin. They're going all the way around the world. Canada, Australia, New Zealand. People are marching and they're saying, this is bullshit. People who have businesses, who have family businesses of restaurants, they're stepping up. They're doing videos and they're saying, this will not stand. This is absolutely wrong. We're going to serve food anyway. We're going to do our business anyway. Okay? And we're not going to listen to these people who are telling us to do one thing and doing another thing themselves. Okay? How about Burks? How about Burks, who talks about don't have more than one household together over the holidays, and she goes out to her mansion and she has family from multiple different households. That's the woman that's trying to tell us what we should and should not do. Meanwhile, she's completely controlled by Bill Gates, as is Anthony Fauci. Okay, so, you can't come to this broadcast, feel better about yourself, and then go out into the world and hear all that bullshit and not believe what you heard here. We don't know everything, but I tell you what we do know. We know the communications that we are getting from the Q team and from President Donald Trump. And we focus on really primarily, a handful of Twitter accounts. President Trump, Scavino, just talking to Todd today. We'll go to Vincent Kennedy. We'll go to Catherine Herridge. Things like the people that are really strong. We go to E, who's now on Parler, who's Ezra Cohen Watnick. And then we go to the Q drops and the communication of all those. But we don't really get our information outside of that. Yeah, I showed you Juan O'Savin the other night. He seemed like he had some pretty good information there. Okay, so once in a while something will pop up there, but it'll make sense, and they're pointing things out like we're pointing out. Okay, but primarily we're keeping it tight, folks, because there's a lot of people out there that are trying to spread information that's just not accurate. So we're getting a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation. So please understand that we are good as long as we continue to engage in this process and spread this information. Please spread this broadcast out. Please share this to your friends and family. Now's the time. They need to know this. Okay. Yeah, Sue. They can all kiss my rosy red ass. I'll go anywhere I want. Exactly. Beautiful. And that's the mentality, because this is tyranny. Okay. Martha, we know we can trust Dave and Trump. I don't watch even my local news anymore. Done with fake news. Thank you, Martha. And by the way, when you're putting truth out there, you will be persecuted. You will be challenged. You will be, disparaged. Okay, and we have seen what they've done with Trump. We've seen what they've done with him. Imagine waking up every day being that man and having not one, not two, not three, but multiple news sites. Every single mainstream news site that is bashing you, bashing your family. The politicians bashing you, bashing your family. But you know what? Can you imagine if he let them get to him, where we'd be right now? We'd be in trouble. So he's not going to let him get to him. I'm not going to let him get to me, because I know that I speak truth. And so if that doesn't ring with you, challenge what I say. Challenge what Todd brings to this broadcast, okay? But here's the thing. We're showing you why we say these things. We're not just saying, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be good, go back to sleep. No, we're not saying that. We are saying that it's going to be fine, and here's why. Okay, here's Q, here's a post from 3 years ago that tells us exactly what's going on right now. Okay, they've already been here. They've already seen what's going on. And we've shown you the show. Enjoy the show. Biden, are you kidding me? They actually ran Joe Biden, who pundits years ago said his career was over on the second time he ran for president. And they ran him again with even more baggage than he had before then. Okay, so it's not like, trust but verify. Okay? Yes, trust what I tell you, but go verify it, or make sure I verify it here by showing you, tracking you, showing you what's going on. But yeah, local news, folks, they're a mess. Sherry, Tracy Beans had on her show Dark to Light interview with Patrick Byrne. Okay, so I started watching that because several of you sent that to me. Thank you. And I didn't listen to much of it, but I will say this, okay, that again, some people were concerned about that interview, okay, like it didn't sound like it's going to happen what we say is going to happen, okay, or what Q says was going to happen, because we're telling you what. Sorry, I keep using that letter. We're telling you what 17 says is going to happen, okay? Todd and I are just a couple, bumpkins from Springfield, Illinois, all right? We're pretty smart guys, but, there's people out there that know more than we, and thank God they're in control, okay? And we're just trying to figure out what they're doing, okay, and what they're trying to tell us they're doing so that we can not be in fear. Because, folks, this day today, the whole thing, I've meditated, I've prayed, I've napped, because of just really feeling awful. Today, we want to be, I've said this before, we don't want to be in this lower third dimension where we're fighting against each other. We want to rise up so that we're ready to go to the fifth dimension. Now, this may be a bunch of gobbledygook, or however you say that to you, but what I'm getting at is that we are evolving right now, not like a Darwinian evolution, but a spiritual evolution. And the way we do that is we get out of this third dimension where we've been held down and manipulated by mainstream media, politicians, wars, drugs, crime, just overruled. Okay, laws that we can't do this, we can't do that. You want to go throw a line in the water and catch a fish? Well, guess what? You got to have a permit. Really? Really? If I go down to the ocean right now and I cast a line in the water, I can be fined for not having a fishing permit? Are you kidding me? That's what we've come to. But we've been conditioned to think, well, that's just the way it is. And we haven't stood up and said, I'm not getting a permit to go fishing. Right? So, but this is what it's come to. Because we have had the continual drip, drip, drip of the indoctrination that has permeated our entire humanity and kept us down in the media and the fear and the hate and the division and the religion and the race and the gender, clashing. Do you understand that as long as we're doing that, they can control us? And they're sitting up there going, look at those assholes. They're fighting against each other. They don't even realize that we're the ones that they're supposed to be pissed at. These are controlling families that have controlled this planet for a very, very long time. And they're watching us and they are laughing all the way to the banks that they own, that get free money, lend it to us, and then charge us interest to lend it to us. And they continually get fat in the hundreds of trillions of dollars while we scrape by. And now finally humanity is waking up to this. Finally humanity is standing and saying, we're not going to do this anymore. That's what's so exciting about this day and time in our human history. But we can't be fighting against each other. We can't be doing that because that's exactly what they want. So this is a time to unite, and then boom, deliver that knockout punch to the absolute elite that control this planet. Kathy, thank you, David. You're amazing. That's why I'm here, because you know and speak the truth. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. Lisa, you know what? Lisa, that's a great point. She says David Reinert is very good. You're really absolutely correct, Lisa. Why is he so good? Because David will show you why he's saying the things he says, like Todd and I do. Okay? David will show you his remember in school, they said, don't just give us the answer. Why? Because they know you can look across the aisle there and see your buddy, and you write down what he wrote down. The teacher would say, show your work. Why? Because the teacher wants to know that you know how to get that answer, that you know how did you come to that answer. They want to know that you were able to think about that. And David shares all that with us. We share all that. That's what makes us different. Okay? And I also will tell you what's truth, absolute fact, and what's speculation. Okay? We get into a lot of speculation here too, and that's a lot of fun, because that's how you can kind of predict things. Cindy, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Cindy, for all your great stuff. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Cindy says, prayers needed for Monkey Works. He is under attack. Guys, please, this is Monkey Works. He's the one that finds the planes in the air, all the military planes, and tells us where they're going and what they are. A good man. He's spreading real information. And if you're spreading real information, folks, you're under attack. I'm telling you right now. And that's why, so please remind me, we'll keep him in our prayer later. Dear God, please watch over Monkey Works and protect him. Amen. Let's see. Just wanted to check in with you guys. So, yeah, and how about this? How about, Lisa says, Tav just dropped a song. Awesome. We'll check that out. And Dutch Sense. Dutch Sense does some great work. Is Dutch Sense under attack as well? Oh, yeah. Lori, CJ Truth has been kicked off Twitter, by the way. And President Trump just retweeted him for the second time. Him or her. I don't know if CJ is a man or woman. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, Bruno says Rothschild, Rockefeller, Bill Gates, Soros, Clinton, Henry Kissinger, Obama, George Bush should be in prison, jail for every crime against humanity. Absolutely. And Bruno, I believe that's what's happening. Okay? Elise says I'm gonna just start bitch slapping people who can't handle me. Yes. All right, Elise. I'm not quite sure that's the 5D I'm talking about. At least 5D does not mean your 5 fingers, okay? That's not what that means. I get it, though. I get it. It gets very frustrating. We get a 420 Wild Dragon. When's the puff break, Dave? Hey, 420, have at it, brother. You're connecting with spirit, but brother. And Monkey Works said he's leaving YouTube very soon. You're welcome, Lisa. Thank you. Let me see. So I want to show you a couple things from the Facebook that I saved for tonight, and then we want to get Todd on and do some good stuff here. Let me see. Let me just pull this up here, folks. So are we, there's so much going on, and the thing about this is, this is hilarious. All right, let me pull this up. Okay, get the show browser here. Let's see, here we go. Okay. All right, hold on. This is from Lynn. Okay. Okay. Me, Mom, don't make a scene this Christmas. Me, Trump Pence. Trump Pence. I love it. Let me get. Anybody else having problems with Facebook today? Todd was having some problems, and they were really slow. David says the Twitter CEO stepped down. Do you have a link for that, David, please? Breathing. Okay, I won't bitch slap everyone. All right, that's good, Elise. All right, we've made some progress. We've made some progress there. Okay. It's glitchy, right? Sandu, if you're still in Facebook jail, unbelievable. Amy says, Facebook, what's that? Yeah, I don't blame you getting out of Facebook. All right, let me get these dialed in for you. I've got a few things I want to talk to you about. Okay. Now this is what's crazy. I want to share this meme from my buddy. Remember, guys, memes will help you get past some censorship. Okay. 17 told us this a while ago. My buddy Robert Clark. Robert, I'll get back to you. $600 times 300 million people, realistically, way less will get any funds. $180 billion. But the bill Congress is approving for $990 billion. What happened to the $810 billion? Really, $600? That's what they're going to give us. Meanwhile, they absolutely gave us. They've made how much since this all started? Somebody put today $130,000. In other words, the people that are voting to give you and I $600, and also the people that are allowing the states and these people, the DOJ, to get away with violating our constitutional rights. Okay, they have made $130,000, and you and I received $1,200, and now they're going to give us $600. And do you see why? We must rise up. Okay. This is another meme from a friend of mine. It says, "Happy solstice, the shortest day of the longest fucking year of our lives." Okay. Nice one, Will. And let me get to here. And so memes are good, guys. You can get a lot through with memes without being crushed. Okay. This is one that I know we've seen versions of, but I love it. I remember when this guy used to create viruses in Windows and then sell the antivirus. Those were good times. I wonder what he's doing now. That's from Keith. Thanks, Keith. So some really good, really good memes can go a long way. All right. And this is a report that claimed that Birx, what I told you about just a minute ago. Okay. That excuse me, hold on, violated her Thanksgiving coronavirus recommendations. Okay. And she urged people to be diligent and small family gatherings, limit interactions indoors to immediate households. But the Associated Press, this is from Daily Wire, by the way, reported on Sunday that Birx, who has worked for Democrat and Republican administrations, traveled to a vacation property she owns on Fenwick Island in Delaware. We all own vacation properties, right, guys? Right? We all own a second home. I don't even own my first home, okay? But our public servants that have become our rulers, because we have allowed it to be so, have vacation homes, okay? Where she was joined by 3 generations of family members from 2 households, okay? She insisted the purpose of the roughly 50-hour visit was to deal with the winterization of the property before a potential sale, something she says she previously hadn't had time to do because of her busy schedule. Burke said that everyone on her Delaware trip belongs to her immediate household, even as she acknowledged they live in 2 different homes. So she's lying, okay? Oh, and she did not go to Delaware for the purpose of celebrating Thanksgiving, but added that her family did share a meal together while in Delaware. So at the dinner table, after they had worked and cleaned up the property and got it ready, and they sat down for a meal, I'm sure that she said, folks, just to be clear, this is not Thanksgiving. We're not to talk about Thanksgiving. We're just here to work. Okay? Yeah. So those are our rulers, folks, that are supposed to be our public servants. And that's what's messed up about this all, okay? By the way, I wanted to share this, which is from Tina Justine, who's a great warrioress in the vaccination awareness. A critical care nurse who passes out frequently? Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, so this is, you see how people are starting to call this out, right? This is really important that we're making aware that what's actually going down here. Okay, this is a great meme from Alana. Are the anti-Trumpers getting it yet? Trump loves minors. Biden loves minors. Yeah, and that's really tragic that there are, and I don't think it was much, folks. Honestly, I don't think Biden got more than 26 million votes, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't think he got more than 26 million. And this guy, he got a hell of a lot more, and we know that to be true. And we're going to talk about some election interference as well tonight. Okay, so we're going to get to that. I want to share some of these. Yeah, this is. Newsom is just off the charts here, guys. This is absolutely ridiculous. And this is CJ Truth that I mentioned to you. Beer at the Parade posted. So the POTUS retweets CJ Truth a couple times, and now this place nukes his account. Pain coming. And then CJ Truth account suspended. That's from Mary. Thank you, Mary. Folks, you see how this is coming to a head here. Okay, this is not anything that's going to they're not going to get away with this. That's what I'm trying to get at, because it's so obvious. It's still so obvious. Fansu, I still haven't gotten $1,200 from the first one either. Yeah, Sandoof, the answer is 666. Is that when you divide? Oh yeah, by the way, how much did Sudan get today? And how much did they put in for Sudan? Wasn't it 700 million? And the stimulus package was 5,500 pages, and they didn't even have it today. Supposedly they didn't even see it. This is unbelievable. Yeah, we need Section 230 to be recalled, no question. Kimberly, 700 million was given to Sudan, folks. 700 million. Do you think that would come in handy with people in our own country right now? I think it would. I really think it would. Okay. Let's see. Now this is interesting. I want to share this too. This is from Tara Lou. How you doing, Tara? So today, 8 a.m., Opatija, Croatia, a ray of light breaking through the clouds and connecting with the sea. To avoid confusion, it's not the sun's rays because at this time is in a completely different place. Something phenomenal. It lasted minutes and gradually disappeared. Now, folks, you've seen spaceships around the planet, okay? We've seen, this is Saturn and Jupiter coming together here in Perth, okay? And but there's some really strange happenings, folks. Many, some biblical, some just that can't be explained. But we know that some very strange things are going down, and our job is to pay attention to them and not ignore them. Okay, and this is why we know that that Biden did not win this election, folks. This is just one of the many reasons. This is from our friend Tony Passarella. Is it clear yet? I mean, how is it that Biden got 13 million more votes than there were registered voters? Obama, 69 million votes, 873 counties. Biden, 81 million votes, 477 counties. Trump, 74 million votes, 2,497 counties. Do you think that we are going to allow this to continue? No way. No way Joe Biden steps foot in that White House, period, end of story. And we've got a lot of reasons why. Okay? We've got a lot of reasons why that's the case. Many, 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 many voting fraud irregularities, okay, that we're going to talk about. And by the way, with this whole CV and what's going on right now, who's going to flatten these curves? Unemployment, bankruptcy, suicide, starvation, overdoses, domestic abuse, child abuse, the destruction and permanent closure of small businesses, depression. No one's working on these, folks. Okay? No one's working on these, and they're through the roof. You know what's not through the roof? Is total deaths. Thank you, Brandy, for that one. It's total deaths aren't through the roof. We've got fewer deaths than any year in the past 7 years. What kind of pandemic is it that actually has lower and fewer deaths? Okay? That's what doesn't make any sense. All right? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I want to we're also paying attention to Michael Flynn, guys. Okay? We're also paying attention to Michael Flynn. Now, and I want to share this as well. And then I want to get taught on, and I want to talk about all the events that are happening. Alana shared this. One day, many will hang their heads in shame when they realize the evil they defended and the heroes they ridiculed. That day is coming, folks. That day is absolutely coming. And I just want you to know that we are going to win this battle. And win the war, primarily, because you may lose a battle here and there, but this is about winning the war, not just the battle. Okay. Now, if we're looking at, we're going to talk about. Well, Todd, you want to buzz in, bud? We'll get rolling with the rest of the show, folks. I would like to keep it short tonight because I'm feeling so down, and because we really I want to stay in the light tonight, and don't want to get too dragged down into all the things that are happening that they're trying to keep us in 3D with. All right. Yeah, they won't be able to walk the streets, Angel. No way. No way. Let's see. Carlina saw a lot of military helicopters today. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. All right. Hello, Todd. Cindy. Hold on a second. I keep getting this login. Okay. Hold on, folks. Let's try that again. Facebook keeps knocking me out here. I'm going to see if I can call you, Cindy. I'm going to call you. Folks, let's, you know what? Let's, okay, cool. All right, good stuff. Hold on. Whew. Anybody else like going through what I'm going through right now? Like just, wow, exhaustion. I had cold symptoms. It's been pretty brutal. Actually, I got to unplug. Excuse me 1 second. Plug this and plug in this. Here we go. That's what's going on. Hello there.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. As soon as you said the words, keep it short, I literally busted out laughing. Now, should I set the timer? I mean, Shelby's got a big alarm clock that I could just set the timer for like
Sure.
3 hours.
Sure.
Now and,
What should we set it for?
what? It's 9:18 Illinois time, so.
What do you say? Set it for an hour and we'll check in.
Okay.
Okay?
We can-
Because, yeah. We'll see, you know, I'm so used to carrying Todd on my back. It's exhausting, but maybe he can carry me a little bit tonight.
I was going to say, it gets rough, doesn't it? You know,
It does. I feel your pain.
Do anything, you know.
I feel your pain on it, you know, what you go through on a daily basis. I feel it.
No doubt, right?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
I picked out that Tav song, that new one.
Yeah. Do you want me to play it?
Well, I don't know if we can or not. We've had that conflict before, you know. I don't know if we can or not, but boy, check out those lyrics. I sent it to Facebook Messenger. I told you to
I see it.
after.
Yeah.
So
How long is it? How long is it?
Let me go back and look.
Because we played it the other last time and it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
Yeah, we can play that.
Oh, okay.
We can play that. If you think it's really good, we'll do it. And guys, you enjoyed Tav last time, right? And besides, Tav, see the main thing is if it's a studio, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
If it's Tav, independent artists, like they want to get their music out there. So and we've got people, you know, subscribing to Tav from the broadcast. So let's do it tonight. Yeah.
And I hope everybody understands it's the lyrics that are the bombs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because all the 17th letter drops are listed in there with each lyric.
Cool. Hold on. Yeah, let's break it up here with a little music tonight. And we'll
too.
What's that?
I'll get the alarm set for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it'll be like Todd's intro, right?
Exactly, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hold on.
Okay.
Here we go, guys. Enjoy. This is Tav. Go check out TAV on YouTube and please give him some love.
Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Maybe revolution. 'Cause the truth is coming. Q&A. Santa with the hammer. Elevator shaft like a chimney in the tower. Claustrophobic, give that claustrum all the power. Penthouse party when the serum flow for hours. Let it shower. Spread the conscious to the feeble. Hands together. Here's the church, here's the steeple. Open all the doors, revealing all the people. We the people down with horrors. Pineal to see the evil. Here we go. Elevate the masses. Dark winter, let it snow. Frosty glow. Getting hot flashes. Gamma rays to the dome. Phoning home. ETs never phone it in. We are not alone. Phony clones. Black ice to the grill. This is not a drill like a drone. This is something different, feel it in your spirit. It's written in the stars, if you listen you can hear it. It's written by God, they should fear it. Sidja Z, dark to light for eternity. It's about time, sky love transit when the Trump train on the line. Panic in DC, bear the water sign. Strapping on the water wings, allowing you to fly. Alliance with the sky, Space Force, art of war, traveling to Mars. Guardians keep it on course, different than your common court. Learning more to realize. The revolution will not be Q-advised. Aquarius, bear the elements above, but in God we trust. What a time to be alive, apple pie with the crust. Not a pie in the sky, that's cosmic dust. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Different on the right lyrics so the music don't die. Dawn of a new age, planets align. Shall we play a game? It's all prophesized. It's all prophesized. Sky writing lines so the lyrics are fire. Leap day in spirit like the 29th. What a day to watch a water with a shift in mind. More than a rhyme or reason, it's the reason I rhyme. Revolution, revelation, it's a matter of time.
Awesome. Where we go one, we go all is how that one ended with Tav. Thank you for that, Cindy. I like that. I've done a podcast with music before, not necessarily rhymey, but I think just I like having a little music to my podcast. So I'm going to be doing more of those when we don't have so much information to cover here on the broadcast, and we're not doing 6-7 hour shows.
Hey, that's
right.
a great idea.
Right? Yeah.
Music kills the soul.
Absolutely. I love that beat too. I really like that. I like that kind of mellow beat, and yeah, a lot of kick-ass lyrics there. This is, folks, this is what we surround ourselves with, and we do it because it supports the true narrative. And the true narrative is being told to us by Q Team and Trump. That's all. That's the true narrative. That's all we need to see. Yeah. That's all we need to hear. Because that's the true narrative, and almost everything else is either against that and doing a completely different narrative, like Biden's going to be president, or it's close to the narrative of the Trump Q Team 17, but it causes divisiveness. Okay, infighting. They take you down that road, and then they say, "Oh no, this is all BS." The whole bit. So that's what we're looking at. So good stuff. Let's see. Okay. And is Mr. Todd there?
He is. And is Mr. Eric online tonight?
I don't see him. Okay. Would you reach out to him, please?
I have.
Okay.
All right. Here is Mr. Tesla.
Okay. I'll see you in a bit. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You mean the human punching bag?
Yeah, exactly. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
I
had a little thought here while I was seeing some of the comments roll by about everybody being upset about the $600 measly that we're getting paid for 9 months.
Yes. Which
I too have not gotten any of the 12 or 1700 or any of the money before. Don't know why, but anyway. So that's neither here nor there. If I relied on the government, I'd be worse off than I am. And
yeah, right.
That's hard to imagine. But what a way to wake up the masses. Write a bill that gives other countries hundreds of millions of dollars that we don't care about when we're struggling, and give us a measly $600. How would you wake up people any quicker than that?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
For any of your friends, that that don't think this is a plan, I would maybe just mention that, that's not just the government acting like the government always acts. That's pointing out and putting a bullseye on all of these people.
Yeah, and how about, and they did it with the first one, and people didn't even almost notice. They gave $25 million to the Kennedy Center.
Right.
And how much to Planned Parenthood? They were trying to get $400 million into Planned Parenthood, right?
Yeah.
So this is all part of the show to show us, how corrupt they are.
Every section of this has been showing people.
Yeah.
Before you can't tell people, you have to show them.
Yeah.
And look at what they did with the last couple of weeks with all the courts.
Mm-hmm.
When 35% of Democrats and 75% of Republicans think that the election was rigged or there was fraud.
Yeah.
And courts won't even look at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's to show the corruption in the courts. This is all to point out very, very specifically what the problems are in this country. And it's so obvious, Dave.
Todd, I want to say this. When it doesn't make sense, make sense of it. Right? Because this doesn't make sense. Well, that's just throwing your arms up and saying, "Oh, these idiots," right? But they're not idiots. They're either following the script of the show, which we believe they're doing, or they're completely being controlled by the CCP. But if it doesn't make sense of it. And when you say, I'm going to make sense of this, and you start digging, that's when you figure out, oh, well, of course they're doing that. Right? Of course they're doing that.
What would you do? What about the shot we saw? We decoded the shot, and so now you have a nurse. You put the nurse on there, and you give her the shot, and she passes out, and there's stories going on about how it was, harmful to her, and that whole story I think was a mini false flag event. That's just my theory on that, is that you see all these people line up and take the shot. You went through the old lady that was the first one in Britain, and then you had William Shakespeare, of course. He did his part and rolled up his sleeve and didn't get a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you see all these people, you see the cap left on, you see the disappearing needle that doesn't come out of the arm when they put it in, and then you see that, they've signaled to us in every way possible, if you're half awake, that they're not giving people the harmful shot.
Yeah. I want to take us to, there's a quick little post by Barb here, and she says, secret societies think JFK, 33% GDP rise on the 303rd day of the year in the third quarter, 33,000 emails, Jesuit order in control, only way is the military. 2020 divided by 666 equals 30330. They really love their numbers and symbols. We've broken that down because Biden is like, you text 30330 and you divide that into 2020 and you get the mark of the beast, right? Here's Pence pretends to get poked 3 years, 333 days after becoming vice president and 33 days before Inauguration Day. Okay, look at this, folks. From Friday, January 20th, 2017 to Friday, December 18th, 2020 is 3 years, 333 days. Okay. Friday, December 18th, 2020 to Wednesday, January 20th, 2021 is 33 days. Vaccinated equals 33 in numerology. Okay? And by the way, it looks to me like there's a cap right there on this thing. Okay? It looks like it's a cap. And by the way, remember when he spoke right after that, Todd? I didn't feel a thing.
He told you he didn't get it.
Folks, they're telling us. Okay? Biden was officially declared the winner 3 weeks, 3 days after his birthday. 1 year, 33 weeks, 3 days after his campaign began, and 3 years, 330 days after Trump took office, reminding us that Biden's inauguration comes exactly 303 years, 30 weeks after the birth of Freemasonry. Wow. Freemasonry, Thursday, June 24th, 1717 to Wednesday, January 20th, 2021 is 303 years, 30 weeks, 0 days. 30330. He's a Freemason, folks. Okay? Or at least he was. I don't know if this clone counts, but Biden is a Freemason. He's part of the deep state cabal. That's why he can handle children the way he does and get away with it. That's why he can own an island next to Epstein's Island and get away with it. That's why he can take money from the CCP through his son, which of the company he's a partner in, and it's okay. That's why he can threaten to withhold $1 billion in aid from Ukraine to get somebody fired that's investigating his son, and it's okay. All right? Because he's protected. All right? You know, back in the day and still to this day, if you do this with your nose, you know, that means you're part of the La Cosa Nostra. You're part of the mafia. And they can't touch each other. And if they do, then there's going to be hell to pay. So and if you get to a certain place in the mafia, you can't be touched, right? Or else there's war. So you're what's called protected. And you're protected with the corrupt police, and you're protected with the corrupt politicians, and you're protected from, you know, just everyday criminals. 2020 divided by 666 is 30330. All right? 30330. And guys, how many times have we seen this thing fall? Okay? His campaign was literally falling apart every single day. 30330. Okay? That's our awesome, Barb. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
I just don't have... it's amazing to me that people have the time and put in the effort to figure out all those deltas. You know,
that's amazing, right? I don't have that in my wheelhouse, folks.
Yeah, it's hard enough to do a 2-year delta.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Todd, this has been floating around the boards, the HN boards, the Dear Patriots letter.
Yep.
I want to read it, and I want to talk about it because it's been discredited. But you know, we don't know what is disinformation, what's real information. But I want to read it. I think it's important. I think our audience needs to see this. Okay. Dear Patriots, some of you may recognize my name. I have daily briefings with POTUS and have posted here before a handful of times as a helper. What I'm about to disclose is the most important post you'll read before the inauguration. Q will not post here again, at least not for a while. The operation is ongoing but must run silent at this point. Once we wind down, you will not hear from Q again. Don't let this worry or upset you. We are in perhaps the most crucial juncture of American history. And I'll add world history, folks. It's not just America. This is world. Because if America falls, the world falls. But what's happening right now is going to liberate the world, the planet. POTUS is fully aware of the gravity of this time period. We have prepared from before 2015 for this exact moment. I am not asking for faith in us. Q should have already used logic, reason, and multiple proofs to establish our credibility. That's what I'm talking about, Todd. Right?
Yep.
We don't need faith at this point. Just the things that you and I have gone down and shown. Logic, reason, and multiple proofs that established the credibility of the Q team. Okay? This is why I said that the way I did. But here's what they understand. That even if you go down this Q path with us, and you see all this logic and all this reason and the multiple proofs, you will still be able to be pulled out of that into your right brain where fear, emotion resides, and possibly into your amygdala, which is the fight or flight. Okay? So this is why this is so important to make sure that we're center ourselves and go into our left brain. Let me continue. What happens this week will change history. We are asking you for now to stay in your homes and do not, under any circumstances, interfere with the operation. You'll soon see things unfold that many would think impossible. POTUS is insulated and 100% safe. Our plan is almost complete. The deep state has already lost. Everything you're seeing in the MSM and on Twitter is a last-ditch attempt. Why has Kamala not yet left the Senate? No vice president has ever gone this long, by the way, guys, and still in their seat, to my knowledge. Where is Joe? Where is Joe really? Hunter has turned himself in. Okay, we covered this, Todd, right? Like, it sounds like he was tired of that all.
Yeah.
Right? And he just wanted it to be over. Okay? And he left those laptops there on purpose and also told us where they were. Where is Joe, and where is Joe really? Meaning Joe 1, clone, where is Joe really? Where's the real Joe? We asked you to, go ahead. He's shot.
How many times did I tell you? He's shot. He's gone. He's not with us anymore.
Yep. He's shot. He's not with us anymore. We asked you at the beginning to prepare. Your role is crucial, and your task is to help the population deal with what is about to be revealed. Remember, it is always darkest before the dawn. Do not believe the MSM over the next week. Do not for a single minute give them any credence. We have legally won this election, and what comes next is the greatest mop-up job in the history of the world. Patriots, we thank you. We could not have gotten here without you. Now is our time. Hold the line. You will receive no further messages on this channel from us until the operation is over. At that point, the entire world will know. Thank you and God bless. Pray for us, POTUS, and the United States of America. We are in the most dangerous phase, and the stakes could not be higher. That was anonymous at 12:20 yesterday on Sunday, okay, at 5:14 in the afternoon, in the evening. Todd, thoughts on that?
I agree with a lot of his points.
Yep.
The only one that I don't really necessarily agree with is that, you know, where there is a clear and present danger to little, small skirmish sleeper cell type things. Mm-hmm. I was going through the posts over the weekend, and every one of them, no matter how I went there, following the mirrored numbers, following the the triple numbers, all the connections that I did in order to connect one post to the next post to the next post throughout even years of time over the drops. They all were leading back and funneling back around. They circled back to the same areas where they said they made sure to point out that the strings have been cut from the control mechanisms.
Yeah.
And so what they're saying to me when I hear that is that either there's been a lot of people taken down that we don't know about, which my speculation says is probable. But if what we're dealing with is the lower people on the totem pole that still haven't been taken down, and probably will be real soon.
Yeah. Couple things. Right-wing Courier News said I really needed this, and thank you for that, and that's why we're here. Because we know that you guys get pulled away from, the common sense, the left brain, into the emotion. And that's why we come back here as a unit, and we regroup, and we get stronger, right? Where was it posted, Dave? It was on 8chan, or 8kun. The message board's on 8kun, which is where Q posts. If you see Q on qalerts.app or qag.news, that came off the 8chan, and they put it in a more legible fashion because these boards are kind of like all over the place. A couple things, Todd. You had some amazing drops and links this weekend, and my hat's off to you, brother, because I know how hard we worked last week, and you were on it this weekend and dropping stuff for the Sneds to really feel okay, we're good. Right? So
yeah,
so great job on all that work this weekend. And I knew that took a lot of work to do.
It was literally 20 hours a day.
Yep. I can tell when I see like one of your drops, dude. I know I can like calculate how many hours you spent on it.
Well, and the other thing is that I couldn't even put the whole thing into like Reinert does of where it took me to get there.
Yeah.
I put out the cliff notes to try to let everybody know what's going on, and
right,
I could do it. It wouldn't be as neat as David. David does a very particular way of doing it,
right?
But the message is more important than the delivery, and I don't want to put. There was one deal where I went about 25 drops in a row connected. And I tried to tell little bits of the journey as I went, but I wasn't going to put the 25 drops in. So,
okay.
I have a feeling, I have a huge feeling that we're in basically tribulations where, we're supposed to be confused and not know which way is up or down.
Right.
It's biblical. Where we physically feel it. We've been through a year that we've never seen before. A lot of people, we've been through hell. Everybody has.
Yeah,
everybody. A lot of people have lost loved ones in ways they never thought they would and never thought they could imagine, and it's hit a lot of us right square between the eyes. And
yeah,
I'm ready for it to be over as fast as possible, just like everybody else. But if they've put this much time and effort into creating a plan like this, we have to trust that they have the end game mapped out pretty well.
Yeah. So here's the thing, couple things. First off, I just had a note from Jeff that came in. By the way, Jeff's working on a silver company that we're going to get dialed in here very soon, and Eric's helping him with his website. Eric has a family emergency tonight, folks, with his father, and I just want to take a little pause and say a quick prayer for him.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Dear Lord, please watch over Eric and his father this evening as they deal with a health emergency. And we thank Eric for all his amazing, just patriotic work and tireless effort in the support of this broadcast. And we ask you to please watch over his father with your grace, your compassion, and your love tonight, and strengthen them both through this experience. And just be with them, Lord. Thy will be done. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 For those of you who don't know Eric and haven't been on any calls with Eric or had any contact, Eric is one of the most genuine, great human beings that I've ever met. For doing, he does all of the countless hours and everything. He's so good at what he does, and he's a fantastic guy. And so we hope everything works out for him and his family.
Absolutely. He's only there to help out.
Awesome. So let me do this.
And I know that there's some other ones that, like Susie Snyder, I saw just a quick comment, and I'm sorry about your nephew. He's in the hospital, I believe, in ICU. I'm not able to look at all the comments tonight, guys, so if there's some other ones, please let me know. Maybe at the end we can add that to our prayer list.
Yeah, okay. And it's her what that is sick?
I saw about her nephew being in I think it said ICU.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay. Just have to take care of this. Okay, so now a couple things. Somebody said that Judy says that this was fake by a guy named Freddie, was caught before, like posting this kind of thing, right? Thank you for that, Judy. And also, Lucia says, who is anonymous, not Q? When 17 started posting, he was called anonymous, but then they went by Q, and then the others were anonymous. The anons were the autists and the anons. Okay, so here's the who got shot, Maria. President Trump keeps saying about Joe Biden, he's shot, and that tells us that we think he's going to be executed, which he should be. I'm sorry, but I'm not really a fan of that, and I actually think that the best way to deal with these people is to work with them to get their compassion back that has been ripped from them, so that they can really feel the pain that they've caused others, and then live with that pain. I think living with that pain, once they really got their compassion back, would be a hell on earth, and then they would go to hell when they die. And so, So at any rate, that's just a side note. But so when I see something like this, just so you know, guys, I don't know if it's real or not. It's from an anon, right? But here's the thing: I look for what's real, and that I already know. Okay, excuse me. And then I look, Todd, for like what might be. They might be telling me something that may harm me or may not be the best thing to do. And if it doesn't give any harm, then I see it as a possibility. And I say, for example, stay in your homes. Look at all the places. Look at all the Democrat states where you have to stay in your home, or you're very limited as to what you can do. Well, guess what? That's where most of the arrests are going to take place. Because that's where most of the corruption is, because that's why they're violating our amendments and the constitutional amendment rights. Okay? So I see something like that, I think, okay, that's all right. POTUS is insulated, 100% safe. I think that's okay, right? Where is Joe? Where's Joe really? I know that that's a fake Joe, okay? I think Hunter did turn himself in. So the only thing that may be a question, if Q doesn't post here again, that may be a possibility because Q hasn't posted in how many days now? Do you know, Todd? It's been
9, I think.
9. Okay.
It's in roughly.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, the thing you got to also remember is most fake accounts will tell people a lot of things that, sound really true to people that are awake. The part that I don't necessarily agree with was the end where he tried to spare people.
Yeah.
And if you've noticed in any 17 drop, at the finish it says clean and swift, no war.
Yeah.
That was a constant theme over the weekend. Also, circling back through the drops, was that they are in control and that the big guys have been taken down.
And if folks weren't here with us last week, Todd, that was the theme then. So it carried into the weekend even stronger. That's what you're saying.
The weekend was very, very dominant. That things were right on schedule, and not to worry, and that they got everything under control, even down to the actual tweets from Scavino. Posting the eagle with the 5-5,
right,
blinking eyes. They're making it very clear to people that listen to us or us, that are awake, that we shouldn't be falling for the mainstream media's last. This is what they're doing. They're shooting off all their ammunition right now because it's coming down.
Yeah, it's desperation. Hey, a couple things from the chats. Merritt says, Dave, please say 17. Thanks for that reminder. Yeah, we got to stay with 17. And also Judy, who was the one that said that it was a fake, also says it came off the 8chan platform, no outside comms, which is what 17 has told us multiple times. So Judy, thanks for that reminder, because and here's the thing, like, Todd and I are outside comms, but we're using inside comms to tell you what they mean, right? So this isn't something necessarily that Todd and I would ever break down as fact, because it's an outside comm.
Yeah, okay? It's inherently non-provable. So it comes outside of normal comms, and that's just POTUS and 17.
Yeah, I could go on to this 8chan right now, and I could post POTUS just, dipped his tie in his chicken noodle soup, and post that. That's an outside comm, because I'm not 17, I'm not POTUS, I'm not Scavino, which is POTUS basically. Okay, so that's how we look at that. So good point, Judy. Great stuff. Let's see. So I'd rather not say. You three are decoding for us. Exactly. That's the go. We do the decodes, right? Yeah. Thanks, Judy.
The other thing I'm going to mention, Dave, was that you talk about feedback. When I put something out that I quickly saw, and I wanted to get the general broad overview out to everybody that was following me on Facebook, because I thought it was important to get the main body of information out.
Yeah.
The people that took the time to dig even further,
right?
Oh my God, they were finding stuff that was incredible, and they were putting it in the chat.
Yep. I'm so glad you said that, buddy, because folks, Todd and I and Cindy work tirelessly at this, and so many of you behind the scenes as well. But when we put something out like this, when we share like a comm with you, what really takes it to the next level is when you guys take it Okay, I'll give you an example. Like we do a lot of celery juicing in the morning, right? And part of this purium too. It kind of leads into the purium. It's also a way to really cleanse your system, right? So we do a lot of celery juice, and I cut the end of the celery off, and I've actually put that in water and grown new celery. And so when we hand you something, you can eat the celery, but then you can also plant it and make your own celery, right? Kind of a ridiculous analogy, but what I'm getting at is that when you take the information that Todd or I drop, and then you go do your own dig and you dig further, not only are you engaging your mind in the way that we're asking you to, but you're also engaging your mind in a way that's going to serve you and humanity, because you might find something that we didn't find. Okay? Look at what Barbara found with that little dig on the, we've talked about, 17 has said symbology will be their downfall. And look at the symbology, look at the numerology that Barb shared, that somebody did that dig and went deeper, and we came out with some really, really good stuff. So we're not looking to give you fish here. We're trying to teach you how to fish. And a lot of you are getting it. And quite honestly, a lot of you are coming back and needing a big hug. Okay? So we can do both. We can do both, okay?
Yeah.
We love you. We love you. And wherever you're at in your awakening is perfect right now. You got to understand that. Okay? And the biggest thing that I could offer is, fear not. Be not afraid. God has told us that. Be not afraid. You would not want a creation of yours, a beautiful, beautiful creation, to ever fear. And God doesn't want you to fear. Certainly not anything, devised by man and devised by Satan, because it's the courage, it's that's going to stand in front of Satan and say, Satan, get behind me, and it dissipates. He dissipates. Yeah, big hug. I give big hugs. I got a 6'9" wingspan here. All right, I give some big hugs, and Todd does too. He's got some long arms.
I drag my knuckles.
Exactly. Todd is like just one generation away from fire.
Well, I am standing a little more upright lately, so that's good.
Good. So, where did your journey take you today?
To tell you the truth, it took me about where I expected. I did some research on these, on POTUS's tweets, and there really wasn't much there. And one of the common themes was rig for silent.
Interesting.
And that's another thing that kind of jumped out when that Anon post.
Yes.
That gave it some credibility, because if you've read as many drops as I have over the weekend, and they all circled through, and it was weird, Dave. It didn't matter where you started; it all circled back into the same almost funnel, and that's why we've been seeing the repeats on all these drops. I think in the last couple of weeks, especially, where we would say even on the show, "Oh, we've been here recently."
Yep. Yeah.
And I think that they're putting it out like that so that people who are searching one way on the drops, or in another way on the drops, are meeting. It's because they want everybody to get it, but they can't make it super simple. They have to make it somewhat, you have to work for it. They're not going to give it to you. Otherwise, POTUS would just tweet it, or have it the first post after the tweet, the timestamp. They don't want to make it so you don't have to work for it. And that's and that's really, there's no other better way to explain it, that once you learn how to navigate and learn their comms, and what's going on, it's very fulfilling, and it's they're speaking right to you at that time. So, I'll be sitting there on my computer and I'll have my phone and I'll be working back and forth, and I'll just be sitting there by myself, and Cindy will walk by and I'll just go, "Oh my God." And she'll be like, "What?" And then I'll tell her, and she'll be like, "Oh my God." It's just,
right.
It's,
yeah.
We do that quite often. But one of the common themes, like I said, since they were all circling back, I must have been to the same posts, 4, 5, 6 different times. And it was all through different avenues. And one of the comms was basically, exactly what that Anand said was, don't trust anything from the media this week, and also don't expect a lot of communications from them. And today was kind of a sour day. I didn't get any, last week and over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was all boom, boom, boom. This is happening.
Yeah.
And then it kind of petered out today where it was, and then I started thinking about it. Well, they told me it was going to be kind of silent. There's nothing more to say.
Yeah. Well, Todd, if we paid attention last week and the weekend, do we need to hear anything more?
Right.
They
gave every Anon the opportunity to decode that and come up with the same solution.
Absolutely. And here's the thing about that too, is that we are looking at a reality, a fact that goes back, since the beginning of time. And that is that you plan the strategy, you let everybody in on the strategy that needs to know, including us, by the way, and then you carry out the strategy through action. And when you carry out the strategy through action, you're not calling your publicist to let them know what's going on. You're not, reaching out to the 8chan board to let everybody know, hey, we just got this one, we just got that one, we just captured this one. Okay? Because during the actual action, things do need to be quiet, because you need to keep things close to the vest. You need to just, and they're focusing on taking these people out.
Yeah, and that was actually, there were some tweets that I ran across from some of our guys that are in the know. I think in the know, in the circle, not necessarily in on the whole plan, but at least on the fringes of it. And the theme I got out of that was, how do you keep events from leaking or information from leaking? You tighten your circle and you stay quiet.
Yes. Yeah.
So at this point, the people that they are wanting to deal with that are left on the board, they don't want anything, alerting them, so that there's any stupid false flags or anything like that.
Right.
So it all makes total sense. And they're not going to give you the end game scenario, I don't believe, and I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, exactly. We're at end game.
I mean, I can tell you this: they're not going to be arguing whether Biden or Trump is president, 4 months from now.
No. Dude, we're going to be able to chop 2 hours off the show once Trump gets inaugurated.
There you go.
Come on. After, for every, folks, just think of it this way. For every arrest of the 500,000 plus sealed indictments, we can knock a second off the show. Okay? So, because they're going to be in prison and we're going to say, okay, they're Gitmo, we're done with them. Unless we cover, of course, we'll cover the trials, but those are going to be brief.
Yeah, you did what?
And they're going to be gone. Yeah, you did what? Okay, we've already got that. We've already got a thing for that. You're going to be gone. Vincent Kennedy tweeted that America pissed level raised to 7.4, $600, LOL. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That one, that kind of, put the icing on the cake when I saw that, because I was like, yeah. How would you piss people off? Why didn't they just make it 200? Hey, we'll give you $200 for your 9 months of pain.
Yeah, exactly. Candace Owens says every American left and right should be calling for a veto of the stimulus bill, which provides more funding to foreign governments and to American art centers than to the American people. Retweet so every American sees how corrupt the COVID-19 relief package is. National Art and Humanities, $167 million. Woodrow Wilson Center, $14 million. Woodrow Wilson, by the way, who sold us out to the Rothschilds and the private bankers and enslaved us in debt for eternity until now. Foreign countries. This is interesting. Egypt got $1.3 billion. Egypt. And that's just to sweep the pyramids, okay? Sudan, $700 million. Ukraine, $453 million. Israel, which is it's not real at all, $500 million. Nepal, $130 million. How many, what are there, like 10 people in Nepal? That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Doesn't that fit the narrative that I was just talking about, though?
Absolutely. And it puts an exclamation point on what you were saying.
Yeah, that's the only way to explain it.
Yeah. And POTUS needs to veto the bill. Yes, Cindy.
Well, I had a woman who works for the government send me an official document that I can confirm I saw. She had taken out her name and said she didn't want it used, and it was a note she got from her department saying that the government had signed that bill on Sunday, I believe. Wasn't it Sunday, just yesterday, where they signed the bill?
Yep. And
that financed their department for one day today.
Yeah.
She thought that was very strange and shared it with me and said, do what you want with it. You can talk about it.
And what was the department?
I don't know if she wanted me to go into that, but she said normally it's a fiscal year or at least a quarter, even in emergency situations, not a day.
Okay.
So what's coming?
Right.
What does that open up the possibilities? And
Nisara Jasara.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a simple solution. Somebody had asked, excuse me, how can they arrest patriots and not arrest Antifa? Cindy asked that. Few of you said that, and here's the thing: because they have to wake us up. Okay. See, the people that are awake, we're pissed off, but there's still people out there that aren't pissed off because they're fast asleep. This is to finally wake them up, folks. Think about this. Let's say Trump is going to be the president. There's no doubt about that in my mind. I mean, it's 110%, not even close. If Trump got into office and we went another year of this same nonsense happening, and we're not, by the way, but if we did, look how many people woke up in 2020. Folks, 2020, we're going to look back on, and it was a shit year, but oh my God. You know why it was a shit year? Because I'll tell you, my first year of my awakening 14 years ago was a shit year. And the second year was a shit year too, at least, and many after that, because I was awakening to the reality of what was going on, but I was also looking at the world around me and nothing was changing. And I was the asshole. I was the idiot because I didn't believe what everybody else believed. David Icke talks about what he went through 30 years ago. And 30 years ago, everyone was making him out to be a loony bin. You know, send him off to the loony bin, right? He got no respect. And this was, by the way, Todd, a former professional soccer player in England who was well loved by England and people that followed soccer. And they were throwing him under the bus every opportunity they got. And he talks about that time and how it was a great time in his life because he realized what he believed because of what he knew to be true, that he learned to disregard the rants of others because they didn't know him and they didn't know the real story, and he knew that, and it got him to trust himself. And it was a real awakening for him. But my point here is, folks, is that 2020 was a crappy year. Yeah, that's because many of you awakened to what was really happening. And if you didn't awaken in 2020 and you've been awake longer than that, good on you. But you're pissed off at what you're seeing because it's even ramped up even more the injustice that you've already experienced, right? That you already knew about. It's ramped up even more. So this is why 2020 was such a lousy year. But like our losses, Todd, in sports, that really sucked when you lost. And it sucked until the next time you had an opportunity to redeem yourself. But you learned, you thought about, why did we lose? If you're blaming the refs or you're blaming, something external from the team, we didn't have fans there, or the crowd wasn't loud enough, or, we didn't get much sleep that night because there was a fire drill in the building, or, things like that. If you're thinking that like that, you'll keep losing. But if you come back from a loss and you think, oh, we could have thrown the ball better, we could have hit the ball better, we could have passed the ball better, we could have worked together as a team, we should have known this about them, and you start to analyze why you lost, then you go into the next, game and you're stronger. And this goes back to my monologue, where you're stronger for the next fight. And so that's why, 2020 was a bummer year, but look what happened. Humanity woke up and stood up and said, we're not doing this anymore, right? And I've said this to you many times. It's not about, putting away the bad guys, because we all have evil streaks running through us, folks, that we have to manage on a day-to-day basis. This is about us understanding the power of evil and not succumbing to it and not allowing ourselves to be consumed by it, but stand up against it and bring the light to the darkness. And that's what happened this year. And it wouldn't have been okay to have all these people arrested a year ago, because then we would have just looked to be spoon-fed by somebody else. The mainstream media had to be completely discredited. And look what has happened, including, by the way, Fox and Newsmax. Okay? Now, what have I been telling you about Fox and Newsmax? All right, beware. And now Newsmax just came out, and it sounded more like a legal, but they didn't go full on. I'll show you the difference there. I think I saved this, but look how the mainstream media has been discredited. Look how the Democrats have been discredited. Todd, they needed the show to show us all that.
Well, and
right?
that's how they got it out to the world too, Dave.
Yeah.
If you look at all the protests worldwide, that would have never happened in just a political year.
No.
This had to involve everyone.
Yeah.
And show the injustices worldwide. That's the brilliance of the plan. How do you get the political problems and the social problems and everything that are afflicting the United States to affect the world?
Yeah.
That's because you show everybody in the world by, and that's why this, this V we've been dealing with, worldwide lockdowns, all this stuff, human rights violations. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's brilliant. I mean,
it's amazing.
We had to go through hell, and now we're to the point where we're singing "We're not going to take it anymore."
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly.
Why did that make a big? That song made a big comeback, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because what the whole world's thinking now is we're not going to take this anymore.
Absolutely. Folks, we're up to 3,150 beautiful human beings, all the Snedheads. We're so honored that you're spending the time with us. Please share this out, because there's people that need to hear this message of hope, but real hope, not false hope. Real hope based on actual evidential, empirical, events that are occurring right before us, and people that are really having a tough time trying to stay in a high frequency. And remember that the mainstream media and all these people, their intent is to keep your frequency low. And so that's why you need to walk in the woods, go barefoot on the soil, ground yourself, get in nature, plant something, connect with your loved ones in a real meaningful way, right? Play a game with them, have a bonfire, sit by the fire. I mean, just connect with each other and ourselves. This is such an important time to be doing all this. Such an important time. So Todd, we've always said that when 17 is quiet, we feel good about that. Other people are freaking out. It's like, why aren't they talking to us? Why aren't they talking to us? But when 17's quiet, we know shit's going down.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you're in their position and you're talking to us, then things aren't happening on your end. But even if you notice when Ezra Cohen Watnick, said, hey, don't give up, don't give in. We're here to help you. But now the ball's in our court.
Yeah.
We need to do what we need to do. It's, you've gotten to this point, so hold the line. Yeah. And that's what we need to do right now. And if it's turn your TV off and don't watch it,
yeah,
and stay with your family and do things, this is the time to do it, because, we are literally all in this together. We've all been affected economically. I know I have. I know you have. I know a lot of netheads I've talked to, we're all hurting. So
I tell you,
this pain is shared.
I'll tell you, why that is really, really simply. I could have kept making movies. Like I was doing okay. Like I was making independent features, and you don't make a lot of money in independent features, and oftentimes they're too few and far between. And as a director, it takes you like a whole year to make one movie. And on an independent, you probably won't even make six figures, not even close. And so that's not an easy life to lead. But I was doing okay with it. But the problem is that when you awaken to what's really happening on the planet, and you see that about the children, and about the human trafficking. What are you going to do? Go make a romantic comedy? What am I going to do? I'm going to write a script about, I could make a movie about that, but that was the Indoctrination project. This is 14 years in the making. What you're witnessing right here, me talking 4 nights a week, sometimes 5, for hours on end, was 14 years in the making. And that, when you're building that kind of research, there's no money in it, because there's not going to be any news media organizations that are going to hire you, okay? Unless you sell out, which we've seen happen on a large scale with a lot of these people. And so it's really a thankless job. And I've seen, by the way, the Bill Coopers, the Jordan Maxwells, the David Ikes, that have struggled financially, and they're at the top of their game. Like they were the creme de la creme. And they still had, financial problems because nobody was supporting that kind of media. Nobody was supporting that kind of, because they were crazy. So they were just watching them for free on YouTube or getting DVDs of theirs. And so it's really, that's why it's a, you don't have any, real millionaires in the truth movement. I mean, you got a handful that are doing okay. You got the Bonginos that are crushing it. You've got, you got some people that are crushing it, but not a lot. And that's why. And I know for you folks is that you're the same way. It's like you unearth this, and it's like you have a tough time going to work and focusing on that when you know this is so important over here. But we got to keep doing it, and that's been the biggest challenge for me. Yeah, that's a great point. I wanted to say that folks, that somebody mentioned the protesters storming the state capitol, and they had video of it, and it's been removed from YouTube. Okay. And many of the protesters, by the way, let me take you to this. Okay. This was 8 hours ago. Okay. Armed anti-lockdown activists storm Oregon Capitol and declare Patriot Autonomous Zone as they call for governor's arrest. Armed anti-lockdown protesters stormed the Oregon Capitol today and declared it to be a Patriot Autonomous Zone as they call for the governor's arrest. Pistol-wielding Proud Boys, Patriot Prayer members, and other far-right groups, if by far right they mean just, then yes. Groups tried to storm the state building twice from 9 a.m. on Monday, where lawmakers were holding a closed special session on CV-19 measures. Okay? By the way, pistol wielding. Listen to the mainstream media verbiage. Pistol wielding Proud Boys. Okay? Doesn't that sound like they're waving them around? Okay? There's no Proud Boys waving their guns around. I guarantee you that. Okay? They have them holstered. I promise you. And there may be now. Here's somebody who's got a rifle, and he's going to carry that because you can't put that in your pocket, right? Can't put that in your holster. Okay? And the clash escalated during a Stop the Steal rally. A female protester tried to gain entry through a window before she was stopped on the ledge by state troopers. Minutes later, other demonstrators tried to push their way in through the north entrance at around 10 a.m. The Daily Beast reported that the group was repelled by the troopers, who used some sort of deterrent that made a popping noise and caused protesters' eyes to water. But that didn't stop 100 of them from entering the lobby on the west side of the building, egged on by 3 men with long guns to decry Governor Kate Brown's CV rules. One protester roared over a megaphone that we are now declaring this area a Patriot Autonomous Zone. If Antifa can do it, so can we. As others tore down fences and tarps. Folks, you see this pitchfork right here? Okay? This pitchfork is representative of what the Russians and the Chinese had to do during the genocide of their nations in the 20th century. Why? Do you know why they had to use pitchforks, Todd?
Because they didn't have guns, Dave.
And why didn't they have guns?
They weren't allowed to carry guns or own guns.
They were taken away from them. So the only weapons, the best weapons they had, were their farm tools. Pitchforks against rifles will lead to mass genocide, which is what happened in Russia and China in the 20th century. But fortunately, this patriot, she could also be holstering a 9mm handgun or a .45 or a .40 or 38. Okay? Because, and that can go up against a rifle. That can go up against tyranny. And it will. It always has. In this country, the Revolutionary War, that's what went down. Okay?
Yeah, there was a post over the weekend that I couldn't put together until today about that. About it said, "Don't fall for the mainstream media false flag events. Guns are safe." You could probably punch up just "guns are safe."
Yeah, which one? Yeah, I'll pull that up.
Yeah, you could look it up by "guns are safe." That was I was led to the weekend, and then this event happens.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Gary says it wasn't even Proud Boys; it was just protesters. Yeah, but Gary, that's a great point, by the way, because they want to say, "Oh, it's the Proud Boys," and they're racist, even though there's a biracial head of the group. Yeah, let's go to
white supremacists that aren't white.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Uh-oh, I misspelled safe there. Put 2 A's in safe. Here we go. Guns are safe. And here it is, 919, Todd, which we went to multiple times last week.
And notice that, Dave, the reason I got to it is it's a mirrored number.
Right. Think mirror.
I could have told you because I ran across all the mirrored numbers last night. That's what led me around. There were just so many of them. So I knew it most likely a mirrored number or a triple number.
Yep. And 17 says think mirror. Right? Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Lisa Barnum says BLM is mostly white. Yeah, there's a higher percentage of white people in Black Lives Matter and in Antifa than there are in Proud Boys. Okay, that's a great point. Yeah. So yeah, that's true. Nancy says she knows her stuff. She probably carries a 38 or a 380 because it's less recoil. Because that was a woman carrying that pitchfork. So a good point. Tony Marshall says Proud Boys give toys for tots over $1,000. That's pretty cool. And Oregon is an open carry state, right? So they're not concealed. They're open carry, and which is the way it should be. So this is 919. Guns are safe. Stop falling for fake news. 969, another one, Todd, March 28, 2018. Parkland is a distraction. Remember the Parkland shooting, of course. Parkland was specifically organized and designed to distract, test, watch the news. Okay? Actors are acting, fake, no power, justice will be served to those playing the game, all. Guns are safe, trust the plan. 17. Now, Parkland was 2018, right? So, folks, when I was talking to people about Parkland,
well, not according to Biden, because he said he was in office then.
Oh, right. Of course he was in office, yeah. Yes, Parkland was an FF, false flag. And I was telling people, back then, Todd, I was telling them, you're watching actors, you're watching a show, okay? You're watching them try to convince us that guns are bad, okay? And by the way, the people that were responsible for that were never brought to justice. They will be. And the Obama administration, by the way, with Joe Biden, created that situation because of the laws that they passed, which made it harder to arrest a teenager in high school. And so what was going on through Parkland was a lot of, drug dealing and a lot of, because a drug dealer can pay a teenager in high school a lot of money to distribute drugs within high school, and that kid can't get kicked out of school or isn't going to be arrested because of the laws and the rules that Biden and Obama passed. Okay, you guys can look that up. But that was a big part of it. And then there was 970. Here's Parkland again. Done in 30. House cleaning. White House secured. Final stage. This was 970. March 28, 2018. Done in 30. House cleaning. White House secured. Final stage. Now this is where it gets interesting because, this is March 2018. But I bet you, Todd, okay, that we're going to be sent back to this drop in the next week. There's going to be a timestamp that brings us back to 970. Mark my words. And if not this week, within probably the next 2 weeks.
Well, I hope not.
Why is that?
Because I think if the comms shut down and they're on the final mop-up, then we won't need that.
That's true. Yeah. But we might get that comm. Yeah, it's true. It could go either way. It could be quiet. I think 17 is going to be quiet. I think there will still be some from POTUS. But we'll see.
I think there's some messages he could put out.
Yeah.
Like I said, today, I wasn't impressed. It didn't seem to fit any narrative, and there was no flow. Over the weekend, one led to another, led to another, led to another. Today, it was disjointed, and there was no continuation. So that to me tells, maybe they got the story out. Maybe they got enough people that are doing what we do.
Yeah.
And they got the message, and hopefully, people listening can, just take the information in.
Yeah.
And, it's the, there's also one that I ran into a bunch of times that, said that they can't disseminate information one for one. Meaning they can't just tell you what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that made a lot of sense to me. When a lot of times throughout these, last 3 or 4 months, especially when we were thinking, oh, it's going to happen on the 4th of July. Oh, it's going to happen before the election. Oh, it's going to happen before this. Those are all logical.
Yeah.
But I think that fell into the disinformation category of 17 because they wanted the other side to think that was going to happen too.
Right. Yeah.
If they were listening to us, do our work and put it out for the good, of course people that are not good could listen also too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they know that. So they're not going to tell us they're not going to tell us exactly what's going to happen. And in fact, they'll tell us that it's going to happen. What didn't happen is what happened. Because everybody disseminating this information came to the same conclusion 3 different times, at least.
Right.
So we were all excited, and that's why we've all been let down. Believe me, I've been let down too. Because the tea leaves were saying it's this weekend. The tea leaves were saying it's going to be before this event.
Right.
But the tea leaves were put in that order so we could read them that way so that the good guys could go ahead and keep organizing for what the real event's going to be.
Yes.
It's brilliant. I mean, they made us look like fools and feel stupid, but I'll gladly do it again.
Yep. Absolutely. And, we were just, best guesses. Hey,
right.
I want to.
It's
go ahead.
Ego. It's not about, oh yeah, I was right or wrong. It's about it's the end game. And my goal here is not to, be the first one on the planet to make a call and get likes and hits. My goal is to be a person on the planet that can help people understand what's going on and not be in panic all the time.
It's always the that's the thing. That's why you guys come here, because we give it to you straight, and we're we're trying to figure out as best we can so that we pull the fear out of the equation. And that's what this is all about. There's a lot of different ways we could do this, but the way we're doing it and the level of depth that we're doing it to, that's what makes us different, I think, is that this is about just finding the truth to what's going on so that we can move through this without fear and keep our vibration high. By the way,
right.
A couple things I wanted to. I'm going to get up, hopefully, on the website here, possibly tonight. That there was a beautiful explanation, okay, and it was from Trista Dreamweaver on the Schumann resonance, and I've been meaning to get that up to you, but I was going to do it this weekend. Really a fantastic breakdown of what the Schumann resonance is, and it's all about frequency, and I'm going to show you where that is. It's going to be probably in the hot zone here, where we have a lot of information. So be looking for the Schumann resonance there, at least by tomorrow. Okay, and also quick commercial here. If you guys need to take a break or whatever, I just wanted to show you the marketplace on the IndoctriNATION.com. A lot of people are getting this Purium pack to start off the new year and change their diet, change their break free from food addictions, and get glyphosate out of the system. They've also have a heavy metal detox. Now is the time for us to cleanse our system, just like we're cleansing our minds. And by doing that, that's going to put us into a higher vibration. This site, the Detox Project, tells us, it's a third-party study that shows that 75% of the glyphosate is removed by the body in 6 weeks. The Healy, this is, so many of the Snedheads have gotten this and are loving it. I'm using it every single day to help balance our frequencies, because as Tesla said, that the future of medicine will be in frequency and vibration, okay? And we need to raise our frequency, especially when we're under attack, all right? You can learn a lot about this by watching this video from the actual creator of the Healy. And he's a little dry, but that's because he's a genius. And he's talking about the technology on why this works. This is a certified pain device, pain mitigating device here by the FDA. And they're selling, these things are going through the roof. They're at 100,000 sold, and just this year. And the goal is he wants a Healy in every home, because it is a healing device. La Vita Bella Olive Oil Company. Jana has this incredible company. She's a single mom, and she does this incredible. This stuff is so good. Todd, how good is this stuff?
I think I eat it every day. I put it on my egg sandwiches. I love it on my egg sandwiches. I put it on my nachos.
Which one are you putting on your eggs? The hot sauce or the oil?
The hot sauce.
Yeah, the hot sauce is out of this world. And the olive oil, yeah.
I love hot sauces. I used to use Tabasco, and then I started getting into like the craft hot sauces. But I like hot sauce not just because it's hot, but I like the flavor, and her flavor and hot is awesome.
I've never had a hot sauce like hers before, like that had such a flavor to it. Like most hot sauce is so hot you don't taste the flavor, but this hot sauce, like you taste the flavor. It's still hot, but you really taste the flavor. These are all Snedheads, by the way. These are all folks that support this show. They give back. They donate back to the show when you purchase from them. Julie Harris makes a tremendous soap that I use. Doesn't dry you out. It's made from natural ingredients. Of course, Jim and Jasmine Agnew, who make the Saint Solutions. This is a silver. It's not like what you get at Whole Foods, folks. This is what you get when you structure the water. You bless the water. This stuff is fantastic, I'm telling you. And I use it every day. And by the way, I started getting the sniffles last night. I've been doing it in my nose, my eyes, my mouth, and in my ears. and I'm knocking this out. We knock out colds in this house in 24 to 48 hours. This is the coach for Akashic record reading. A lot of Snedheads have done this, and it's fantastic. Dr. Paula McDonald, fantastic author and Snedheads. Please visit her website. She's got an incredible book on basically a God-centered life. Fantastic. And Dismay Coin, if you guys want some commemorative coins of the people that are in battle and winning our republic back and taking us into Nasara Jasara, where gold and silver are going to be very valuable, please check out Dismay Coin Company. Good stuff. Thanks for putting up with us there. And of course, you can donate to our broadcast, and it's much appreciated. And we are we're good. We're good with that. So a lot of sport, and I'm getting a lot of Christmas cards, folks. A lot of beautiful Christmas cards. Maybe we'll do something tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm probably going to do something Wednesday, just because we won't do probably Christmas Eve or Christmas, and so we'll depending on what's going on. But I'll get some. Show you some Christmas cards and all, which is fabulous. And I got some stuff to share with you and Cindy, Todd, too, that people send to me to send on to you. So thank you for your support, everybody. It's much appreciated. And a few donations came in here while we were on the phone. Todd? Let's talk about Barr. Speaking of, disinfo, what's happening? What's your take on Bill Barr right now?
Well, I had 3 different categories. I think we talked about this maybe a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Still remain that he fits in one of 3 buckets. Either he's evil and he's still evil, and he's acting on at the will of the evil that are he's a puppet to evil. That's one, and that just means he's like every other guy that was in there, like the judges and the
right.
You got the judges and you've got the legislators and you've got police chiefs, AGs, and everybody. So I don't really necessarily put him in that category, even though he was brought in under Bush and he does have ties to Dominion. I think that he may have been a part of, this is a second bucket.
Yeah.
One's totally evil. This is where I kind of feel he lies right now. So I think that he had some things in his past that he did deal with, and I think that he's more working with the 17 movement in Trump, doing exactly what they want him to do right now, which not prosecute.
Right. Because
what happens if they prosecute now? When all the judges are crooked?
Yeah, exactly. Look at how the judges are reacting to the election.
Right. So if he were to act on behalf of evil and basically he would have arrested these people and put them in the court situations where he knew they'd be found innocent.
Yeah. So, and that also takes it out of the military's hands.
Exactly. It's got to come down to military tribunals.
Yeah. And
because there's so many of them, and we're under just basically a wartime scenario with insurgency, foreign powers.
And Todd, do we want the Justice Department going after the Bidens when they're already at Gitmo?
No, his clone's fine because Secret Service has him. Secret Service works both ways.
Right.
They can protect you or the other.
Keep tabs on you.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to keep tabs on him. He's in the basement all the time.
Put a lid on it. I'm going back in the basement.
Want to thank Deborah Lewis for your donation, and Nicole Swanson and Lila Marley tonight for your donations. Thank you guys. And if you chime in, I'll get you up here with mucho gratitude, especially coming into the holidays. Of course, yes. So Barr. So what's the we replace Barr. Trump replaces Barr with the guy who writes about election interference from foreign countries, and he also replaces him with the guy whose father was the private attorney to John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and also who was in the 82nd Airborne with Michael Flynn, and who has a history of kicking ass, and that is Richard Donahue, and Jeff Rosen is the head of the DOJ come the 23rd, and in 2 days, and Donahue is the assistant to him, assistant attorney general. So nice replacement, right? Nice replacements there. And especially given Barr, he's got some. Barr's got some baggage. His father hired Jeffrey Epstein at a boarding school, so there's a connection there. Barr was hired by a deep state. Well, let's face it, one of the worst humans on the planet, George Herbert Walker Bush, whose father funded Hitler and I.G. Farben during World War II, and was indicted. Brown and Company was actually indicted for their collusion with the Nazis in World War II, and but his boys, they went on to do some make Daddy proud, boy. They his son, George Herbert Walker, went on to be a part of the assassination of John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Empirical evidential records, place George Herbert Walker Bush in Dallas the morning of the assassination. 2 phone calls and a photograph, and also that was his rise up through the CIA to become the head of the CIA. And so he showed that he was willing to do this. He was also Skull and Bones, Yale, as was his son. And then he, of course, Herbert Walker became vice president. He wanted to be president, but they thought Reagan had more charisma. So they tried to kill Reagan while H.W. was vice president, so H.W. could step in because Reagan was going to take on the banks. But Reagan got the message, and he played nice after that. And Bush had his chance, and he became president, and he brought us into the Middle East against Saddam Hussein, and brought us closer to the New World Order with every single policy he made. And then his son George, he was positioned, and they picked him because they thought, oh, he's a good old boy. People are going to like him, and they're going to get him into office, and then they're going to carry out 9/11 and bring us even further closer to the New World Order with the Patriot Act. So George Herbert Walker Bush hired Bill Barr as Attorney General. So what was he doing with Bush? How was he connected to Bush? What is their allegiance? Well, maybe it's deeper than we think. Maybe he cut a deal to help help curb what's happening in that world, and maybe he's not. But either way, he's been taken out of a position of power in the DOJ, and we'll see how this is going to play out. But it's very interesting, to say the least. We thought maybe Barr was doing the right thing and had cut a deal and was helping President Trump, which he did, by the way. He brought back the what do you call it, Todd? The death penalty for federal crimes and treason. And He also brought back the firing squad, which becomes legal. The firing squad, again, becomes legal on the 24th. If you've committed all these crimes and you know that your option, Todd, is either a firing squad or you play along and you read our script and you wake humanity up, and then you live out your days with 3 square meals and some, a walk in the sunlight once a day in Cuba. You're going to take the latter.
Absolutely.
You're going to take that deal.
That was another thing that was circled through the Q drops yesterday, or 17 drops, that people are talking.
Yes.
And I thought that was significant because at this time, see, I was waiting for this to happen earlier, as always. And who knows, people could have been talking the whole time. We don't know. I mean, what are our sources really? What, the news? How would we find out if somebody behind the scenes is cutting the deal? I guarantee you, once Trump went and had all these submissions across the world, that people started talking then.
Yeah.
Because they could see the writing on the wall. That's why this whole presidency has been a nightmare from day one. Because they knew what it meant. When he got elected, they knew what it meant.
Todd, your post from yesterday on the Christmas decor, I really liked, and it was 414. Again, like you said, the mirror number. Hope you enjoyed the Christmas decor. POTUS will verify directly to provide Crumb authorization for dissemination. We are crushing these sick people. God bless, Patriot. That was a 3-year delta of today. Okay?
Yeah.
And that was from a Scavino post, right? Of the picture of the Christmas tree.
Yep. Yeah. Does that tie in pretty good?
Yeah. Todd, we are crushing these sick people. What more do we need right there?
I felt pretty confident when I read that, Dave.
Yeah, that's a 3-year delta of today, folks. Okay? 3-year delta of today. Yeah, pretty awesome. The 2017.
And what was that 414, Dave? I'm not up on Q yet here.
That was 414, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, the 3-year delta, I'll take us there. The 3-year delta, basically December 21st, 2017, starts out, there were a lot of posts there, okay? Look at all these posts from 3 years ago, folks. Do you think this is a big day in the 17 world? Okay. We were inspired by Anons here to make our efforts more public. Find the exchange 2 days ago. Feel proud. Okay. We could find that. Trip entered but not showing. Trip test, which they're trying out their comms, but they're also trying out strategy here with these tests. Pass entered incorrectly first time. Complex. We listened. Find the exchange. No coincidences. Test. Did you find the exchange 2 days ago regarding White House executive order today? We listened. Feel proud. We've been here before, and we were looking up the executive order. But if we were sent there today, did we have an executive order 2 days ago?
I think it's the mention of. Oh yeah. God, what was it? It was the mention of Christopher Miller having the executive order written up for POTUS to sign, involving the people that were at the what was that camp? The military base in Afghanistan, outside of Afghanistan, where they were all getting sick.
Right.
that was the EO that was signed. That could have been signed. I haven't heard an announcement yet.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did, but he's going to do it in, I believe, very soon.
And if you wanted to do a real quick, this is a pretty quick one. You can go back to that 414 that we got Gavino, which was also a Delta.
Yeah.
And then you can go back and take the 242. See another mirror.
I see that. 242.
At the end of the timestamp, you see 242 is a mirrored number, and that's what's been keying a lot of these connections. So if you're following along at home and you see the 242 at the end, then just go straight to the next post.
Right. And 242 brings up, "Be here tomorrow, the story unfolds," which we uncovered Friday night too.
And if you look at the font of even the writing is the same. The typing. Do you notice that there's no the way it's written? You can tell those two go together.
Oh, you mean from 414 to that?
Yeah, side by side. You look at them. It looks like a continuation.
Yeah, let me read the whole thing. "Hope you enjoyed the Christmas decor. POTUS will verify directly to provide crumb authorization for dissemination." Now, Todd, let me stop on that sentence for a second. POTUS will verify directly to provide crumb authorization for dissemination. Right? So he's going to let us know what's going on to a certain extent, or verify them directly to what crumbs to provide. "We are crushing these sick people. God bless Patriot." Continuing, "Be here tomorrow, the story unfolds."
And then go ahead and go to 33, which is
right here.
Double number at the end of 242.
Right. And also the number that we covered tonight with Biden.
And this it continues on like it was written all at once on the same.
Yep. "I'm hopeful my time spent here was not wasted. Note few, if any, shills inside this thread. Reason for that: it's being monitored, recorded, and analyzed, and don't want the clutter. Take good care. God bless." That we came to that last night as well. So guys, see how, or on Friday night, I mean, see how this is all, when Todd is led back to this on Sunday and we went there on Friday, do you see how that solidifies the path we're taking? Right?
Does to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's good stuff. Any other thoughts on the 17 drop? I mean, I could show you, we go up through the track CEO resignations. This was 413, okay? Keep an eye on that because the corporations are involved in this whole thing. And they're talking about the trip codes and things not working in the tests, so they're communicating with each other. We are in this together. No one person is above another. We stand together. Watch the news. Godspeed, Patriots. Now, when 17 says watch the news, okay, they're not saying watch the news so that you can get bent out of shape and get frustrated and get emotional. They're saying watch the news to see how fake it is, okay? And to see what they're actually showing you versus what you're seeing, or what you're seeing on 17, okay? That's what's key. Yeah, Gitmo awaits these people. Soros takes orders from P. We believe that's Pindar, okay, which also is above Rothschilds. You have no idea how sick and evil these people are. You're going to find out, though. Fight, fight, fight. Day of days. Game over. Oh, man, these people are going down. 417, news unlocks map, future proves past, stringers important, hint, 1219. 2020 White House POTUS Press, divert attention, capital H, find post, news, POTUS tax bill speech, learn 22 times 2 plus 2 something. AT&T diverted Capitol home. Did you dig into that one at all? On 417, Todd? Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I left them behind once again. Here's some of them. We're going up the Q drops here. 415, we're in this together. 416, Soros takes orders from P. News unlocks map. Yeah. Did you see? Did you dig on 417 at all?
I dug on every one of these. So,
Dave,
yes.
would you please check your messenger from me?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead, Todd.
Thanks. Go ahead, Todd. On 417.
Yeah, the news unlocks the map. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. The current events are now meeting the events in the drops.
Yeah.
So
hey, bud, hold on one sec.
Okay.
We got a patriot in YouTube. Jeff talking suicide. God bless you, brother. Listen, a lot of people have gone down that road, and I got to believe that if they just had another chance, that they'd choose differently. When we get to a suicide thought in our minds, it's because we don't see a way out. And I think what we're doing is we're focusing on the difference between where we're at and where we want to be. And that the gap is so large that we think it's insurmountable. And I just want to say that tomorrow may not be any different. The next day might not be different, but a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, you're going to be out of this present situation. And I believe that the whole reason that we have obstacles placed on our way is so that we can call upon our inner strength and get through those obstacles, get around those obstacles, get over those obstacles. You'll get there. You'll get to where you want to be. You just need more time than you thought you had. And you need a different thought process to get there. Listen, you are in a room with nothing but love here for our fellow man. And we see to that, because we keep the petty bullshit out of here. We want people who are real, compassionate, beautiful human beings that want what everybody else wants. And together, we're going to get in this space of strengthening and helping each other, and we're going to get through this. Please know that. It'll be this present situation that you're in. Try to pull yourself out of it, out of the emotion, out of the 3D, out of the bullshit. Try to pull yourself above it and look down on it for what it is. And just realize that you have the ability to control a different outcome. You just need more time. And it's always darkest before the dawn. And as cliche as that might sound, I sometimes get out of this room at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, and it is dark. And literally, the sun's about to come up, and it's glorious. Brother, you're loved by your Creator. by others and by people here in this room. And we need you in this fight. We need all hands on deck, man. And it's all hands on deck. We need you in this fight. We love you. I love you. I can tell you that right now. And we've had people here before that have been in your shoes, and they're glad they hung around. And we've had fun, and we're going to have fun. And we need to see it Snedfest, because when this is all said and done, and all these chips, are being played, we're going to celebrate. And we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate humanity and humanity's overcoming what's taking place. Because you haven't seen the best yet. That's the most exciting thing, is what we're seeing is all the bullshit right now. You haven't seen what is going to come out of this. What's going to come out of this is a new earth. What's going to come out of this is a whole different paradigm that we've never even imagined before, because we've been so conditioned, so indoctrinated to just accept what we've been given. And what we've been given is a shit sandwich. And that's about to shift. So Jeff, please stay with us, brother. Stay with us, man. We need you. We need you in this fight. Okay? I want to hear from you. I want to talk to you tomorrow. Maybe tonight if we need to. Okay? Reach out to me on Messenger. Reach out to me at DaveSned@gmail. DaveSned@gmail. My address, my email, I think, is down here. And ignore the PayPal part. Okay? Just go DaveSned@gmail. Reach out to me with your coordinates, and I'll reach out to you. Yeah. All right, brother? We love you. Look at all the love in the room right here. Okay? You may just be seeing you might just be seeing the YouTube feed, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of love out to you. Okay? And you can call the suicide hotline. They're better at this stuff than I am. Okay? Yeah, you're needed, brother. Come on. Come on. If you're on Messenger, you can call in. You got this, bro. You got this. Okay? Yeah, keep me posted. Thank you, Sydney, for that. You got this. Yeah. You got to stick around and see what happens, man. This is the greatest time in human history here. This is the greatest time in human history. I'm telling you. You're gonna be amazed at how this turns out. I promise you. And when it turns out, and we're talking about Nasara Jassar, we're talking about we're going to be getting money that we are owed because we've been paying taxes. The watermark for every human being on this planet is going to be raised. Okay? If you can't pay the rent, you can't pay your car payment, you can't pay your electricity, you can't pay all this, guess what? You're going to be able to. Okay? Because we're going to raise the watermark so everybody's on an even keel, and then you can go from there. You can become a millionaire from there. You can become a billionaire from there. But at least you're going to be working from a home you can live in, from a car you can drive, from food you can put on your table that's not poisoned, and water that's not fluoridated to dumb us down. You're going to have all that. That's what we're fighting for here. Okay? And we can't do it without you. I'm serious about that. I'm not just placating you. We can't do it without you, because that will be defeatism that enters the path of our absolute mission here to transform humanity. And we need the strength of your power, which is tenfold, 20-fold what you think your power is. Okay? So that's what I wanted to try to pull up here. Hold on a second. And I got to do it differently here. Let me try this.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Sure, I got something for you there.
Okay, thank you. And okay. Okay, hold on. So, Jeff, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, Lifeline, is 1-800-273-8255. 800-273-8255. Okay? 800-273-8255. Or if you want to email me at davesned@gmail.com, I'll call you now. Love you, brother. Just hang in there. Hang in there. A lot of us have been down this path. We get it. We get it. People are reaching out to you. I'm trying to get over to this, and it's not letting me in. There we go. I got you now. Okay, hold on a second. And let me show you something here, Jeff. Okay. Look at this. Okay, this is people, really beautiful human beings. Where we go one, we go all. Just stay on and chat with us. We all got you, from Jack, Travis, Elizabeth. Yeah. Stay strong. Don't let the evil one get to you. Please. All right.
There's another one that I sent to you, Dave, that another Snedhead sent.
Hold on. Thank you. Yeah. So let me see if I can post this. So the 800 number again, let me give that to you, Jeff. 273-8255. 55 is loud and clear. So 273-8255. Okay. There we go. Thank you. I see your friend passed away by suicide. Oh, man. Sorry, brother. Sorry. Yeah. We'll get through this, man. Dear Heavenly Father, please watch over Jeff tonight. Please be with him. Let him know that this is temporary. The reality of his friend's suicide is permanent, but the place he's in right now is his temporary way, and the human heart wasn't meant to be able to make sense of something so senseless. So it makes it really hard for us to make sense of it. And therefore, the only way that seems possible is a way out. We just ask you to bring a peace into his heart, to let him know that this is not the only way out, and we can get through this. And pray for his dear friend who's now with you. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Yeah, we got some, we got PTSD hotline up here, guys, 832-559-7310. A lot of options here, Jeff. A lot of options, please. Please. And please reach out. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody. Because I know you're loved. Yeah. John says, Jeff, you come be my guest. We will have fun and talk. My brother killed himself. Don't do it. And John is sharing his phone number right here. Thank you, John. 702-290-5227. Look at this. Erica says, if anyone feels this way, please call me. 757-709-0380. 757-709-0380. Thank you, Erica. Yeah, that's amazing. I want to say, too, that I'd have you call, but you can do it through Messenger to David Snedeker, or also WhatsApp at that email I gave you. But my phone doesn't reach the studio. Okay. So thank you guys for putting that. Annette Roberts puts up the number 273-8255. That's the suicide prevention hotline. Shelley's putting it up. You are loved. Silver Eagle suicide hotline puts that up. And folks, we've had this with our dear friend Rainbow. She tells it herself. She was going through this, okay? And we reached out to her. And she's amazing. Oh my God. Can't imagine this world without Rainbow.
No, Rainbow's a beautiful soul.
Yeah. Rainbow's reading. She's got reading time. She's putting up Facebook posts of just beautiful scenes and moments, and she takes care of a lovely girl, Cindy. You know, somebody needs you, Jeff. Somebody needs you. And I tell you what, we do. Bess puts her number down here, 217-971-9720. I am here for you. Thank you, Bess. Let's be respectful, of course, of these numbers that these people are sharing. Jeff, I have been through it, and so has my son. You may call at 703-336-9106. Beverly says, I lost a sister to suicide. Please don't do this. Tomorrow will be better. Reach out. Where are you located, Jeff? Margaret says, I'm in Chicago, 816-617-6023. Yeah. April says, Jeff, don't fall asleep now. The best scene of the movie is coming soon. Look at all these people that want you to reach out to them, Jeff. This isn't bullshit, by the way. Okay? These are real people. These are beautiful souls. And we got a party at the Snedfest, dude. We got to have a drink together. We got to break bread together. Take a deep breath, relax, and let God worry for your friends that unfortunately felt alone and wanted to go be with God before their time. God is not done with you yet. You are his vessel. Patricia says, I love us. So do I, Patricia. Yeah. Awesome. Wendy's in West Virginia. Do we know where Jeff is? I've got 5 grandchildren you haven't seen since your wife died of cancer. I'm sorry, brother. Sorry. Yeah. Chris asks you to contact her through Messenger. Iskirka. Her sister died of suicide. I think of her every day. Christine Iskirka, Iskierka on Messenger. Okay. Some great captures. Thank you, Cindy, for all that. For letting me know. For being my shock collar when we need it. Yeah. Okay. Jeff, where are you located? Mike's been there, and he's still here. Mike, you glad you didn't pull that trigger? Yeah. Jeff says, I love everyone. I'm okay. Awesome, Jeff. Thank you, brother. Thanks for letting us know you're okay. Yeah. We'll get through this, yeah? That's a bummer. That's just, what do you do? What do you say? Okay. All right, brother. I'm glad you're good. Thank you for letting us know. And reach out to one of us or all of us. Okay. All right. Thank you, God, for reaching into Jeff's heart. Thank you for that. Thank you, Snedheads. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful people here. Beautiful people. All righty. We were. On with the show, huh? Thanks for mentioning that, Jeff. Thanks for reaching out so that we could, just kind of connect with you. And I have a feeling we're going to connect outside of this. Okay, so I know we are. Okay. Okay, so let's. Todd, we were talking about these drops, right? And I do want to wrap this up. Cindy, how's my timer doing? You guys with me? Yeah, and everyone will pray for Jeff tonight and his friend. Okay, and all of you who have been through that, by the way. Maybe you could reach out to Snedhearts, Robin and Sandy. Excuse me, they have Snedhearts. They did a meditation today, and connect with some of these things on some of these issues. Maybe we could have a group that has been through this before could get together and connect on a weekly basis and check in and see how everyone's doing and what you're going through. Okay. Let me see. Let me get this on. Why is it not showing up? There we go. Hello?
Hi.
Hey. Okay. All right. I think Jeff's good. Thank you for that.
Actually, thank you, Christy Nance Taylor, and
awesome.
Several others that privately messaged me. So that was the group. And Jeff, we are here. Personally,
that's Team Sned right there.
And that's a great idea about having a new group for that too, because we've got a lot of vets out there, and we have a lot of people that can.
Yeah, I think Robin and Sandy's a great place to start with that. They were doing Thursday nights and Thursday at 4:00 Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, let's maybe try to make that happen. Yeah. Wow.
And as far as the time, you're at 11:26 our time, so about 2 hours.
Yeah. I also want to share. I want to share Cynthia Mann, and I want to share just a few stories, if I may, here, and I'll show you guys where I'm at here, because this is really valuable, because oftentimes we think we're alone when something like this happens, but we don't realize how many other people are suffering from it too. Cynthia says, I was badly abused, molested in my childhood, ran off, got married, then a widow at 16. When 7 months pregnant with my first child, he overdosed. Then the only man that was ever good to me was murdered, shot, and killed. Then I tried it. Thank God I wasn't able to finish it, meaning suicide. And now I want to be as positive as possible. Sweetheart, my number also is 270. 385-1715. 270-385-1715. Call me, Jeff, anytime you want to talk, honey child. Cynthia, thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. And I'm sorry that you had such a difficult time. Brian shared, had a stroke at Christmas time. The following Christmas, lost my daughter to opioids, and I was in your mindset. But now I'm raising my beautiful granddaughter, and she is my inspiration to continue on. God loves you. I now do every day. Do every day to her. I know God did not take me when I had my stroke because he had a mission for me to raise my granddaughter, and I love every minute of it. Legally blind and not mobile anymore, but I'm glad I'm here for her. Never give up. Never. Thank you, Brian. Wow. Powerful. See, everyone out there, we're just not a name and a Facebook logo and a little little emoji. Every single person here, and we're over 3,000 right now live. Every single person here has a story, has an amazing story. And some involve what is going on with Jeff right now. And nobody can help Jeff better than somebody who's been through what he's going through. So thank you all for being willing to share your heart, share your story. And Leanne says, Jeff, you can call me 24/7. 517. I lost it. Sorry. Wait a minute. Do I have it? Yes. 517-282-6341. Thank you, Leanne. And folks, if you want to reach out to me on Messenger or Cindy, and just drop, if I may, Cindy, just drop your phone number and your you can do it with Christy Nance Taylor as well, who kind of brought this to the surface. Thank you, Christy. Thank you for being on YouTube tonight and catching that. And reach out. You can drop your phone number and how you want to be a part of maybe a support group for people that are going through this. Guys, holidays, come on. The reason why the holidays suck so bad is because of the constant indoctrination of we're seeing the perfect home with the Christmas tree and the fireplace and the presents wrapped and the family around the Christmas tree and around the dinner table, and we're seeing all these images. We're seeing these movies, these very melancholic movies, and that further accentuates the fact that we're not there. We're here. And we want to be here because it looks pretty awesome. But the fact of the matter is, even those awesome moments, there is struggle, there is strife, there are real stories. And so that gap isn't as far from where you're at as you might think. And before you know it, you can close that gap and you can make the reality you want to make happen. And that's very, very, very important. And that's why I think at holidays is where it's the most detrimental, because of all this nostalgia that is stirred up with the music, with the movies, and that's when we feel the most alone. So I really think that maybe we need to do this sooner than later. So please message me, Cindy Johnson, CYNDI, or better yet, folks, you can reach out through the website. Go to theindoctrination.com, okay? And you can go to contact, all right? And you can go and you can put in your information, all right? You don't have to fill it all in, just your name and where we can reach you. And then send your SNED message, which Eric put in there. And that'll get to Barbara, and we can put together a list and put together a team, and we can have our own outreach program. No reason why we can't. We got 3,000 people here. There's a lot of amazing people in this room right now that could really help with this. Renee says, if I may, Renee. Let me find it. Renee says, Jeff, I will be praying for you. I attempted suicide twice as a teenager, and it's not the answer. God has a special plan for each one of our lives, including yours. Sometimes we have things happen in life that we think we just can't go forward, but the Bible assures us that we'll not be given more than we can handle, that we, together with God, can handle. We do not know the limits to the strengths given to us at birth. Just know that you are loved, and many people care about what you're going through. Yeah. Every year, Michelle says, around the holidays, it's beginning of the year, there are so many suicides. Can you imagine this year? Yes, we need to reach out to people. Yeah. Michelle, great point. This year is going to be very different. Tanya, I have no family, no presents, nothing. I just keep praying. Don't let the devil win. We all got this, Sheila says. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Let's make that happen. Tatiana's back on Facebook. Good. All right. And by the way, Jeff, don't think that they're going to do you a favor when you call them. I guarantee you, you're going to do us a favor. Whoever you reach out to, whoever you connect with, you're doing us a favor too. And I'll tell you, as we get down about things, it's always important to understand that there's a lot of people that are going through stuff far greater than we are, or not even to compare, but just really difficult stuff. Cheers, Jeff. Till we meet at Snedfest and celebrate. All right. Okay. So, where were we? Good stuff.
Yeah, it just shows all the connection. You know, we're all connected. We all need Jeff. Just like, you know, we're all a part of one kind of unit. You know, we're not as strong and we're not as good without Jeff. You know, I mean, and we're not as good if any one of you Snedheads. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, this is a difficult time for everyone. Mm-hmm. And if you're already in a difficult situation, it's a really, you know, it makes it doubly difficult. It's unique in human history, I think, you know, the stress that's put on everybody. And just want to know, Jeff, you know, if you need to call or message me, I'm available also. So
Todd is so accessible and really, you know, I love you, man, because you really reach out to people. So thank you. And if you go to the Indoctrination and you go to the Teams page, you can also scroll down and there's prayer and support. Reach out to our SNED prayer and support team right here, okay? And that's on the indoctrination.com/teams, okay? So you can send a message right there for the prayer and support. And if you want to be a part of the prayer and support team to support others, you can fill that out there too, okay? I had forgotten about that when I told you the contact number, but you can reach this. You can reach out through this. So we've thought. Yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
I just wanted to also say that our friend Heba.
Yes.
Over in Lebanon. She just reached out to me, and she would like for me to offer her phone number to Jeff and also all the SNED heads. And you know, she's a healer. Yeah. And she thought that maybe, you know, maybe guidance for the SNED heads maybe once a week, but also Jeff.
Yeah.
And she wanted me to give you her number. It's 707-828-8111. And Heba is a very wonderful soul.
Yeah.
She's the one who healed my vertigo in virtually a day.
Remote learning, or remote healing.
So I can vouch for Heba.
And yeah, I've heard the story of you, Heba. Thank you for reaching out. And please reach out to me as well, Heba, and we'll figure out how to we can make you a part of this prayer and support team, because this is not just prayer, but it's, you know, doing the healing work that you're doing as well. So
Right.
thank you for your willingness to do that, and we will absolutely put you in touch, and can even put you get access to you through the website.
So for questions and mentor them, as she said, you know, and do
Great.
group healing, and a lot can be explained through the ascension process as well. So
Yeah.
she's a wonderful. So Jeff, hang in there, please.
Yeah. Tatiana says, my dad died 27 days before Christmas, and my sister was 5 years old. I was 14 years old. Tatiana, I'm sorry. Christmas was not the same for us until we got our own children, and then we understood the gift of life. Jeff needs his grandchildren. He needs someone to help him find them and convince them to see Jeff. I agree. That can happen. That can happen. Those barriers that keep us from the ones we love are not strong enough to keep us from love. Barriers that are put up to restrict love never last. They are always torn down. Naturally, organically, through the power of love and persistence. Okay.
Yeah, tough times we live in, you know. It's tough for
Yeah.
everybody. And, you know, I think it's a great thing that, you know, could come out of this, is maybe we can help a lot more people that feel this way. You know? Jeff, you're not alone. You know, I give you that.
No, not at all. Far from it. Far from it. All right. So, you know, I want to wrap this up. And,
Yeah.
'cause here's the thing, you know. I want to end on a high frequency, high note, and boy, I tell you, when you see humans stepping up and willing to help other humans that are having a really, really difficult time, and you know how powerful we are when we come together, I don't really need to see much more than that to know that we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And what we're experiencing right now is really human history in the making. And the most important thing for us to do at this moment in time, on 12/21, when the planets are aligning, when Pisces is ending and Aquarius is starting, and Saturn and Jupiter are crossing and showing the light of one, and we are looking into ascension and to higher frequencies, okay? I really want you guys to know that we got this. We got this. Look at what we did tonight, okay? So simple for us to be able to come together in a really, really positive way. So I'm good. You know, Bar, what happens to him doesn't matter, because I don't really care if Bar is in or out, because I know what's being done, and I know what's being done is taking care of everything that's going on. Right, Todd? I mean, that's why we're so calm.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been our message for, you know, months and months here, is that that I think some of us, and I feel humbled by it, but I feel like I've had a privilege to be able to see maybe through the fog of this crap that we're going through. I'm like the first, I feel like I'm maybe the first guy that crawled through the crap and popped his head up and saw the good, like the beautiful meadow and the, you know, the sunshine and everything. And I feel like, you know, I kind of feel like that, and I want to show everybody else what's ahead.
Yeah, right.
And it's kind of a honky way of saying it, but it feels like, I'm getting more positive messages out of this than negative, because we're going through the worst part of the negative, but once we come out of that, it's going to be unimaginable.
Yeah.
So,
it's going to be beautiful.
To tighten up the ranks, and we need to help the people that are really, hurting through this, and do everything we can to make sure that if we got to pick them up and carry them, they make.
Yeah. Hey, I'd rather not say, says Jeff, get a notebook and write them letters, meaning your grandchildren. Then when you see them, you have something to show that they were thought of a lot. And you can even link it to what you're going through at that time, right? Like Christmas and Thanksgiving without them and things like that, and how you want to be with them. And even if it's, years from now, they're going to get it. They're going to see it. And they're going to love you for it. That's a great point. I'd rather not say. I love it. And Sherry Timms, thanks to everyone tonight. My spirit has been lifted. That was what we wanted. That is beautiful, right? Beautiful. Folks, let's end with a prayer and just really raise this frequency. That's why we're going through what we're going through, so that humanity can raise this frequency and live like something we've never even imagined. That's what's coming. That's what's unbelievable. Like now, oh my God, stick around, because what you're going to see is true humanity, where people are really living at their highest self, in their highest frequency, because we're going to escape that which has kept our frequency down. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together tonight on this very special day which you have made. Thank you for your compassion, your love, for creating us, creating humanity.
We tell her about that website.
And also creating.
They can't get her.
No, just tell.
And also creating obstacles for us to get over, which strengthen us in our journey in life. We ask you to watch over President Trump and his family, and the Q team, and the Anons, and the Autists, and the Digital Warriors, and the Snedeheads, and especially Eric Swanson and his father. May you strengthen them and bless them tonight, and let them know how much they are loved for just their humanity. Thank you for allowing us to meet Jeff tonight and connect with him in a way, and also connect with ourselves, because of so many of us that have experienced that, or experienced that kind of pain, that are stepping up to help others. Thank you for watching over the Snedeheads and all those that are having difficulty right now. And Cindy, what was the name of the woman whose nephew was having trouble? If you don't remember, know that our prayers are with you and your nephew.
That was Susan Snyder.
Susan Snyder, thank you.
And I think, Jeff, you might be close to Todd and I. Maybe we could reach out, and I think you might be like really close to Todd and I.
Awesome. Thank you, Lord, for the proximity to other Snedeheads, that we're reaching so many people, that there's people close by that want to connect with you, that love you already, and they don't even know you. And Lord, thank you for bringing us all together again, and thank you for Jesus Christ, your Son. Thank you for all the grace and strength that he gives us. Thank you for the Holy Spirit. Thy will be done. Bless this day. Bless these beautiful people. Bless us all. Amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen. Good stuff tonight, guys.
Dave.
Yes.
Along the lines with Eva, she said to that phone number that I gave to please make sure that everyone contacts her through the WhatsApp, because with her living in Lebanon,
right. Okay.
That'll be the only way to reach her.
Okay, so WhatsApp, and we'll connect tomorrow on that, and maybe we can get something on the website.
Okay.
And also connect her with Barbara and all the people that are reaching out. Thank you, Heba, again. Thank you all. Todd, Cindy, God bless you both, and thanks for all you do. And you're awesome. I love you.
Thanks, Dave. Love you too, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everybody. Be well. See you tomorrow night at 6:15, and we'll see where we're at. But certainly we'll be one step closer to a better world. Absolutely. Thanks so much for being here. All right. Good night, everybody.